What's up, chat? I am not IRL. I tried, but it's like really far away from me.
Shame on you! UCI, shame on you! You have blood on your hands too! You have blood!
It's really far away from me, so I can't go IRL, and my fucking I forgot to charge my power bank.
Can you find me one?
So 2 really bad reasons, but it's the reason. We're gonna cover it from afar. We're gonna look at what's going on here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, African Boy, TK Mia, Hasanabi Waiting Room. What up? What up? If anybody else has any live feeds of this, let me know. I turned it down. I turned it down a lot. What do you mean? So, for everybody that doesn't know, there are currently like 6 police departments.
Occupation is a crime.
There are like 6 police departments here. OC sheriffs, UCPD, the University Police, California Highway Patrol, Los Alamitas. I've heard of there.
The students are holding their line.
Like they're calling every cop from every fucking area around here.
What are they doing? What are they doing against these children? Do these people look armed?
What's going on with ABC 7, huh? Are they not live anymore? They're just black?
Yeah, please. I have to record everything. Sorry. Sorry.
Need background on this specific one? So UC Irvine started probably like 4 or 5 days after after UCLA, and so they've been going strong for a few weeks, a week and a half maybe. Do you expect arrests, bullets? Probably not bullets. We can only pray. We can only pray. Yo, thank you for the raid, Hasanabi Waiting Room. Welcome in, everybody. We are covering live footage of UCLA protests happening. Let me do this. Put that. Give you this while I look for another live feed. Is this breaking now too? What the fuck? Okay, we're good. Yes, so we are trying to find live feeds of this protest going on at UC Irvine. Word is that they took a building earlier today. This encampment's been going on for a long time. It's part of the larger University of California system, which is like massive. Same system as UCLA, same system as UC Berkeley, Santa Barbara, San Diego, which also had mass protests. So yeah, we are currently watching as like a shitload of police are what is this feed you're watching?
Over 40,000 dead. You're arresting kids instead. Over 40,000 dead.
KTLA 5, okay.
You're arresting kids instead.
Yes, Cinemarxism is CIA.
Yo, thank you for the
Bill Bonus gifted a tier 1 sub to Hasanabi_waiting_room_. They
appreciate you
have
guys.
2 gift subs.
Hold on, I can't look at chat right now, but would it possibly see chat under your face? Yeah, I can do that. I turned it off.
Shame on you! Shame on you! You have blood on your hands too! You have blood on your hands too! Shame on you! Shame on you! You have blood on your hands too!
What up, Hazemaker?
On your hands too!
What up, Western Bang? My friend was there earlier, but stopped their live when they got surrounded by cops. That's when you gotta fucking film the most, brother. What do you mean he stopped his live? That's like the #1 time to be live. Let me see. Who are the people? Where's the channels that like just raw reporting? Let's see, do they have anything? No.
Tough. They're only tough when they have their
They're not showing anything. Somebody said KTLA was live, but I don't see them live on Instagram or on they're not live on YouTube at least. Why do their badges look like the yellow stars of David? They look more like this.
This one is J.S. Huddleston. If you guys want to write this,
You want to see what they really look like?
we have D. Stevenson. This guy has a
Runaway Slave Patrol.
army.
Deputy Sheriff for the Los Angeles County.
This guy is
Can you guys see this?
weird. Yeah, I'm حاطين لهم اساميهم هون.
This is what they actually are.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Okay, let's see. I'm still looking for others. If you guys can find any other live feeds of this, let me know. I'm looking. KTLA Live, got it. Thank you, Adi. Alright, we'll bring that over. Wait, is there a video here? Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, first let's do this. Bring it over here. Full screen there. Okay,
We're just students.
thank you.
We're just,
I think a lot of people stopped streaming for OPSEC.
but we need cops in a riot gear to take care of us.
I think you're I don't know. We can talk about that, but I'm not sure that I don't really think that's like I think at that point OPSEC is like not a concern. I mean, if you're bonking, you know, you probably shouldn't record that. KTLA has no audio? That's fucking whack.
The genocide.
You know, if you're bonking, I can understand. But I think in general, when people are interacting with police, it's like pretty nonviolent, and it's mostly just the police being the psychopaths,
Now a crime.
being the ones who are like, you know, extremely violent, and they deserve to be. They should be recorded, in my opinion. What up, Bersilium?
Israel bombs, USA peace. Israel bombs, USA peace.
What up, Bersilium?
How many kids have you killed today?
They got those Stinger phone trackers, so your OPSEC is reduced if you're streaming anyway. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's risks involved with being involved in this at all, and I understand people's like willingness to take on those risks or not. In my opinion,
We've also got the OC sheriff out here.
I'm here right now. Sounds like cops will move in soon. Thank you for the update, Climate. Stay safe out there, bro. Or sis. Or non-binary sibling. What up, Swamp Witchery?
That was a
Stay safe, Climate.
crime now.
Protect yourself.
As we saw, going against the genocide is now a crime. Please be aware of who you support and who you don't support. We will not stop, we will not rest.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think...
Yeah, guys, this is why the cops are here.
Listen, I get it. People have different levels of risk that they're willing to take on. I get it.
Apparently, a violent
In my opinion,
going against the
how
genocide.
I operate personally
Everybody,
is what I'm proud of what I'm doing.
we will
History will absolve us.
Palestine is shown. We do not fear
If I get arrested, I get arrested, you know what I mean? And
what
like,
is trying to do to us. We will keep fighting.
I'll probably try to leave first. Like they'll have to catch me, you know. Like I'll probably flee the country if like Trump were to stop
arrests are for because
were to start like, you know, rounding up leftists ideologues. Like I'm probably not gonna stick around for that.
I never knew going against the genocide would be doing this for us, but
Personally.
here we are. This is a very.
I don't know. I don't.
Anyone who is here.
I'm respectful of people's privacy when I stream. Don't get me wrong. I also think people should wear masks at protests. I wear a mask at protests not because I'm concerned of my identity or any risks I would be taking, but because I'm concerned about, or because like wearing a mask protects everybody, not only in the accessibility like COVID sense, but in the sense that like you are one more anonymous person that they have to like file through if they're looking for somebody in particular. Does that make sense?
Police are up there, they're moving forward. No.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Joking. Who would have thought?
But like my Twitter is my first and last name. My parents are very well aware of the shit that I get into because I've been getting into this shit since I was since I was 18. You know, like I was arrested at 18 years old at protests. Like
when they moved it,
this is not new to them.
So
What they raid in the middle of the day, I thought they tried to move in at night. So I think that the students' actions kind of like
this is a very violent.
the students at UC Irvine have taken over a building. They've occupied a building, allegedly, and so I think that's why the cops are like escalating.
At the violent protest.
They're matching the escalation of disruption by the students with escalation of force,
So violent.
which is very typical of the pigs. Has the Irvine mayor commented yet? I know she was against UCI using any police or resources against the protesters. Yeah, she's like, is she Palestinian? Or she's like Middle Eastern, right?
Trolling them.
Irvine mayor? Farhan Khan. So is she Indian or Pakistani?
Cops on all the edge.
Yeah, she's from she was born in Pakistan.
Alright.
So I have heard that she's been pretty supportive of the protests in general, but in Denmark masks are illegal since 2000. Yeah, that's crazy. We can cover it. We'll cover it later on tonight. I got a bunch of reacts that I want to get through, but North Carolina is also contemplating a mask ban because of these encampments, and they have no carve-outs for like medical necessity. So people who are getting like lung transplants, if you get a lung transplant, like you have to wear a mask for 2 years. But people who are getting lung transplants can't wear masks. But yeah, that's what I was talking about, Bill. Is they have a carve-out for the KKK in their law.
Did they move forward more?
No carve-out for medical necessity, but we'll gotta have a carve-out for the KKK. It's like, what? Yeah, probably nodders, yeah. That's probably why. I'm no doctor, but yeah, and I don't know if it was so black and white. Like, I don't think they like mentioned the KKK in particular. We can cover it. I have all the tweets where the person is like breaking that info bookmarked. I literally was gonna cover it tonight, but it sounds like they like would allow masks for political demonstrations, and in particular the KKK was referenced. Like they explicitly referenced the KKK. But I don't know if it's like written in the law. Irvine mayor is here right now talking to cops. Damn, based. Fucking, is that that's a good thing, right? Climate. That's actually incredible. It's kind of rare. Commander Cooler, it's crazy how you can protest and march for any and everything from LGBT movements, Me Too, BLM, and even the KKK kind of protest, but if you march against the death of Muslims, it all becomes illegal, and everyone feels threatened. I mean, it's crazy that it's attacked at all, but I definitely want to counter you because both... Oh shit, they're moving in. LGBT movements have been attacked by the police. BLM especially has been attacked and brutalized by the police. Like, the only one of these... I don't think Me Too had much of a protest movement. Like, there weren't really protests. And the KKK are... Well, do you mean they are the police? So... They are the police. What do you mean? They're gonna beat what are they gonna beat themselves up?
Lawful assembly issuing a dispersal order, but at this point, it looks like we have
Try to hear the KTLA.
actually
Of course, right when I go to you.
also some of the protesters here on the south side out of that parking area, so they are making some moves. They are making a slow progress here.
Yo, Rathbone, what up? Thank you for the raid. Thank you, Rathbone. Hope you had a good stream. We're trying to get some live coverage as pigs move in on UC Irvine's encampment right now.
Order, but at this point,
we're doing some live coverage. That guy just ate it.
Activity over here. Let's see what's happening. I see some movement in that encampment, some tents that are set up there just on the other side of the fencing. But so far, the
yo, Bill Boneless, thank you for the gifted.
Right up against the
Bill Boneless gifted a tier 1 sub to Climate KY. They have given 3 gift subs in the channel.
Of protesters here in the center of that quad area. So that's the very latest overhead up in Sky 5, and I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, I don't really know what goes into the networking, Koenig, of like broadcasting from a helicopter, but I imagine it's not easy. Also, like, why are so many people back here? Y'all gotta get the fuck up where the cops are.
I have you. Do you hear me on the radio?
Yo, Mari Raiders, holy shit, the whole fucking platform is raiding me right now. Holy goddamn. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Brett. I'm a filmmaker, documentarian, abolitionist. I do a lot of activism in LA and you know, local politics, documentaries, shit like that. I also do IRL at protests. I really tried to get to this protest we're watching to do IRL.
Abolish police. Abolish
and oh fuck,
our prisons
UC Irvine just went
I'm an
offline.
anarchist. I'm never taking a shower again.
Yo, Crafty Comrade, thank you for the sub. The Boops, thank you for the sub.
Abolish police. Abolish police. Abolish the police. I'm done. I'm done. Our prison's obsolete.
Right,
I'm an anarchist. I'm never taking a shower again.
The Boops, 5 gifted.
Please.
Thank you for 5 subscribers. Thank you, Boops. Appreciate that. Yeah, so this is the building that they're like occupying now. This is a new development today. Like, I think in the last few hours, they started occupying this building. You can see on the bottom right-hand side here, they have some pretty rudimentary barricades at the entrances. This is a brand new, you know, building that this is a new development in this protest in particular, which is also why we're seeing all of the police presence and the escalation by the police right now, is because of that. So they took the physical sciences lecture hall. Okay. Build Bag of Ice, welcome in. Yeah, it came back. I'm still waiting. Yep, there it goes. Can somebody let me know if you see Irvine, if that the SJP goes live on Instagram again? Oh, is this a live from there? Oh hell yeah! Thank you. Oops, no. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is that TikTok. The water jug is filled with cement, right? UCI divest. Wait, this isn't a Twitch page, is it? No, that's their Instagram. Oh, they are live. Okay, 1 second. Oh, you can only do one picture-in-picture at a time? Yeah, everybody's fucking tanking. Everybody's bitrate is tanking. Mr. Psychopomp, thank you for the sub. Welcome in, everybody. Y'all are y'all are juicing me tonight, bro. Thank you. I've only been live for like 30 minutes. You're killing it. You're going crazy. Die Happy Music, welcome in. All of the feeds are like just yeah. We can check for more TikToks. Dude, even KTLA.
Hell diving with Carter Nessua and Mike from PA.
God damn it. UC Irvine. Live. Yeah, I'm finding nothing on anywhere. So you can see they're actually like supporting the. Yeah, they're supporting these all moved recently. So they just like reinforced the barricades. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, those barricades are not gonna hold the cops out. Those barricades are not gonna hold the cops out. 3-4C? Well, there's a few interesting things about this right now. Wait, that live went off. Fox 11 is live?
Easier. Outdoors, like that.
My camera's broken, so I try like once I go over 2.4.
Into a building, having a bunch of students ready inside a building.
Okay, let's pop this one out.
As compared to doing this outside.
Well, it's the confinement part of it, the ability to make access.
Not now, Goodman.
Rooms.
Not now, Amy.
You have them barricading in rooms. You have to get through those barricades. As they had at Columbia, they had. You see now they're starting to make the move. The officers are starting to move forward.
Uh-oh.
Santa
What? No.
Ana Police, Costa Mesa Police.
Where is this happening here? Right here, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can turn it up. There's so much going on, dude.
Screaming at police. There seems to be some pushing back right now. As looks like members of law enforcement and a protester. One person's getting arrested right now, right in front of our camera.
There we go.
Let's see.
So again, when it comes to the organized protesters,
we were simply trying to push. We were simply trying to prevent them from entering, and they pulled some of our protesters in, and you can see them now that we are being taken away.
Did you take over a building?
We recently did claim the hub right there today.
How many people are inside the building right now?
No idea.
No idea. Are you a student here?
I am a student here.
And what are you getting arrested for?
No idea.
Whoa.
No idea.
All right, you heard that. It sounds like there are some people in the building as he's walking away with zip ties.
This is Fox 11 right now. We're watching.
And so far,
this is the best feed we've had
that we've seen take place where we are. Looks like there's one more coming out right now.
Like interviews with the protesters as they're leaving
to arrest people.
That's pretty good.
And again, we should note these people are willing to be arrested to stand up for what they believe.
Is that Nori?
Cause. Are you seeing any crowd dispersal?
Is that Nori? We have no idea what Nori looks like.
Nothing. I was standing there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So he says that nothing happened, that he was just...
Is that Nori?
As we're starting to see them come out one by one with their hands behind their back, getting away, put in...
No docs?
It is interesting.
We don't know. We don't know.
To hear from some of these folks.
I don't even know if Nori's there.
Arrested for protest.
I just know Nori has been at those protests for a while.
Why do you feel so passionate to get arrested today?
Because 40,000 people have been murdered in Gaza. There are showing no signs of stopping, and our university has invested into BlackRock and Blackstone, which are investment funds that actively fund weapons manufacturing that kill millions, which will kill millions of people in Gaza. The genocide is still continuing.
Have you heard from UCI staff leadership about, what you guys are wanting?
Yes, we've met with them several times, and they have suspended several of our students. They have halted negotiations with us by suspending our students.
So today you guys expanded the encampment. What was that a move for? Looks like she's getting pulled away right now.
They're literally not even, they're just saying, no, you can't talk to the press.
Suspended.
Look, they're not even doing anything with her.
And apparently have taken over a building. There are
They're just like, yeah, this looks bad for us. Stop talking to the press.
Right now as police are moving.
Good for the, I think this coverage is doing really well.
On this Wednesday afternoon.
This coverage is good right now.
Matthew Seedorf with you. UC Irvine.
I've watched a lot of live protest coverage. I don't think you guys realize how rare those kind of interactions and those kind of interviews are. It's really good job by this reporter. Also, Winged Appellation, sorry I missed your sub. Thank you so much.
Police response to eventually move to clear that building and get
they were great
out of there. We have seen this encampment begun to be broken up. We have seen some arrests begin on the ground, but it seems like the most of the work is still ahead of law enforcement. They're trying to get people away from that building first, so they have the ability to move into it and force.
Yeah, we have a bail fund.
People out of there.
We see the building in the background there. There's a stairwell that goes up to that.
Yo, Peacefire now. Thank you for the raid. The whole fucking platform is raiding.
Blockage there was at least some.
Oh, it's just exclamation point bail. There you go.
There, other stuff. At least.
Thank you, Peacefire.
6, 7, 8 steps up.
Thank you, Peacefire. For everybody who's just joining us, the encampment at University of California, Irvine, which is just south. That's in Orange County, pretty close to LA. They had a day of action for the Nabka Remembrance Day, and they took a building. And in response, the police have moved in. They seem to be moving slowly. I've also heard from people who are there that are in my chat that the Nakba, that's what I said. What I said. Isn't that what I said? What did I say? I don't know. The people in the chat are there, and they've said that the mayor of Irvine is there, negotiating with the police. I said Nabka.
With apparently protesters inside this building.
You said it weird.
Like they're stacking more and more things up, and it.
My bad. I'm saying a lot of words. Okay, they're not all going to be perfect.
Almost a wall as they're trying to reinforce the barricade that police are tearing down right now.
And one has to imagine that there's more than one door into this building too, so you wonder what's happening.
Hell yeah, Colt, have a good time.
Entrances and exits to this building as well.
I'm just saying, we don't really know what that means. We don't know what that means. The mayor is a woman. She's a Pakistani woman, and we don't know what it means that the mayor is on the ground. Previously in this encampment's history, what the fuck is this angle? Bro, y'all got a person in the encampment behind the barricades? What is this coverage, brother?
Stacked up.
And look at
try
the
to
cooler there.
stop.
What is this coverage?
And a really interesting perspective from Justin. And I don't know if he can swing around the camera to the other direction and where we can see where you actually get into the building. Okay.
He said, "Fuck no."
And you see some of the folks there as we walk and see the rest of the campus.
This is such a good angle,
Justin, as we see that encampment right there, and then you see the way in. And I wonder if it's possible.
Yeah, I think it does, Tristaline. Like I said, I mean,
so those doors there have been locked with cords, so it's impossible possible for Justin to get in. Obviously, the cops are going to have some scissors and be able to break.
Okay, let's just follow this for a second.
You know, about that elevator there too as well, if that's a way to get in or if there are other ways in or out.
How did he get in?
Another way to try to stop people there. So it's quite something. And just to look across the way, this is an amazing perspective of some of the other students nearby, who knows if they were a part of classes or not, who are just there to watch
parkour with a big ass news camera.
So this is happening on the campus of the University of California at Irvine. All these tents and all these folks who are trying to have their perspective when it comes to a situation which is happening half a world away in Israel and in Gaza, and make their perspective.
This guy's risking a lot to get these shots too. Like, you think the cops will give a fuck that he's pressed when they break in here?
We just saw some of those students arrested. What happens to them next? What's the process?
Well, the process, they'll be taken back to the command post area where the arrest team and booking teams are meeting, and then the booking team will take over and then process them and more than likely put them in transportation.
Yo, Jackie, thank you for the sub.
Down to the inmate reception center in
Are my alerts broken?
where the Orange County sheriffs have all their big facilities. So it's a very coordinated effort to where they have things set up to this is what we're going to do, and they do it at a pace to where they don't overwhelm the people in the back. But what you have here is you have officers standing that skirmish line, and if somebody does something silly, like the guy said, I was preventing an officer from entering the camp, well, as soon as you put your hands on, you're going to be pulled into the group of officers and removed to the back. So, and then when they say I was just standing there, basically, they're already in violation of law of failure to disperse. They've been given dispersal orders, and by not leaving the area, they've already committed a crime. So that's what they're being arrested for now. They're right now, the officers, you said, they're just meticulously working their way along.
Who the fuck is this guy?
They'll clear off.
Who the fuck is this guy talking? Is he a lawyer for the fucking police?
Standing at the top of.
I don't know if this guy. Somebody tell this guy about the First Amendment, maybe. Also, you do not have to follow unlawful orders. An order to disperse is usually not lawful if you're peacefully protesting.
Once again,
in public, in a public area,
officers, we all
like those charges get thrown out so fucking easy. I know because I've been charged with it, and I got thrown out. Like, it got dismissed
all at once. So right now, you just see them clearing out these.
Yo, heard you, Squash. Thank you for the subs, the 3 months. Appreciate you.
We were just watching. So we're looking at this from multiple perspectives. Our photographer, Joab Perez, is on the ground. Our photographer, Justin O'Brien, is up those stairs there, getting a more of an aerial view.
I don't know. Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like the police right now are moving through
on the
a very, very hastily thrown together barrier. Like, these
at some point
tents, or like, I don't know what you call them, awnings,
are saying to him, who are trying to move him out. I wonder what they think about.
Yeah, Nexus, same, but for Chicago. These awnings literally were thrown there in the last like 20 minutes. You know, so the proper encampment is still some ways behind, and then there's the encampment. There's the barricade that's like here, that's actually preventing them from going in the building. We also don't really know what's behind those doors. We saw the door,
Justin, in the reddish pink shirt there that we're seeing. So
we saw the door,
perspectives here,
and the door was like you know, had like wires and shit around it, around the door like handles, to like make it harder to get in. But that's not going to stop them. It's really what's behind the door that is going to determine whether or not these students stay here or get removed.
Things used to be a barricade right there. Looks like police will easily make their way through these steps.
See, like,
here. My question is, though, I wonder.
Take note, guys. Look,
our staff know that
rope doesn't matter.
Barricade inside with those cords wrapped.
Zip ties don't matter.
That's a safety issue there.
Like, they're gonna cut through that shit in seconds.
What you see Irvine put out in,
and yeah, it will slow them down. But but then what? Like, what does that accomplish?
How much Justin is?
What does that accomplish, though?
This law enforcement, when they eventually do break through that door, if he's able to go in with them. I'd be very fascinated.
They needed more bodies. I agree. It seemed like there were a lot of people there, but they weren't like up at the line with the police. So I don't know. We haven't seen like an overhead shot in a while.
There, and are there in fact hundreds of people there who are, you know, waiting for this? And you know, look, we know all these kids all have
Jay Derigo. How long until we just send in whole ass hornets nests on the barriers? We need to unlock the druid class. Once we have druids, once the druids join the party, then we'll be good.
Are they going inside a building, inside a room? Hard to tell there.
Justin, show us what they're doing.
Yeah, we saw that elevator, which didn't look like it was locked earlier when Justin was walking around, and I wonder if that elevator is open, if they're able to get into that.
Well, you've got to think law enforcement's at the bottom of the elevator too.
Right. But is the elevator just getting you up those stairs? Is it like an ADA elevator?
Bro, what is this gun this guy's got?
Take you down into the building.
Why do you need it? What is that? Oh, it's like a flashbang or concussion concussion grenade.
So this is just
flashbang or concussion grenade shooter.
Let's see if we can listen in and just know that it is possible there may be some
They're gonna arrest. Watch, they'll arrest these press
situation, but it gives you a sense of what's happening in real time.
Could be tear gas too. Yeah.
I'm Channel 11.
They're not arresting press. Dude, this angle is insane. This angle is insane.
Can I film you going in?
He's like, let me film you going in. What the fuck? No, dude. You don't understand. This is Justin.
I want to document you being inside there because we understand there's people inside. I hear you. Justin,
okay.
No. You guys don't understand. This is Justin with Fox 11. Let him fucking stay there.
We appreciate.
Fight him, Justin.
Out there trying to give us pictures. It looks like that is the UC police that's right in front. They're the ones who technically have jurisdiction.
Fuck you, pigs.
Trying to push back.
Is there anybody live from inside?
To showcase their operations, them wearing their body cameras and having a looks like a respectful conversation.
Anybody live inside?
Thumbs up. Trying to get in perspective and show you what's.
No media allowed, but people will still go live from their phones.
You heard.
People will go live from their phones.
We're trying to see if there are people inside. That's the big question to me, Alex. As you saw there, the door is barricaded with cords, wrapped with cords. Yeah, quite a scene there.
Yeah, I mean, when we first came on the air, 45 minutes ago, there wasn't that big a crowd there. It seems like that crowd has started to gather as more and more people, hear about what's happening here, see this on the news.
Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking goober.
See the stuff on social media, probably text their friends, and that is becoming.
That the area has been secured where law enforcement wants to go. These are people who are kind of on the outside of where law enforcement is doing their major work.
Yeah, it all depends on what their objective is. Right.
It's interesting. Yeah, why aren't people inside of the encampment
building, and then they'll deal with the rest of the folks who are staying back behind there.
It seems like people are on the wrong side of the barricade. Am I wrong?
Close to the media, basically getting Justin.
Kind of weird, right?
So he doesn't get caught in the stampede that may come out of there, or the officers coming in. And all these officers, if you're noticing, are wearing body-worn cameras. So the whole thing about having a camera around being...
Yo, K Chewy, thank you so much for the sub.
Doesn't play anymore in 2024. Everybody has cameras nowadays. The police officers have cameras. So right now, I wouldn't doubt if they'll let Justin slide in behind them, because they put him in a position where he's...
Can you shut the fuck up? Can this guy shut the fuck up, please? Body cameras do nothing. Notice body cameras are not filming the person that they're on. They're not filming the cops. They're filming you. Body cameras are not a good solution to policing. They're filming you, not the police.
Lead on this, backed up by the allied agencies.
And we always get to see the video. Not true. Not true. We often... LAPD doesn't have to release body cam footage. They can edit it. So what LAPD does for body cam footage is that they will edit it. They'll get like a telegenic woman in a police uniform to explain exactly what's happening from their perspective, and they justify the murders that they do as you watch them happen on the body cameras. And the body cameras are usually heavily edited to leave out relevant info to why the interaction is happening or how the police behaved if it's negative to the police. Like, they put out whole fucking YouTube videos that are like they pay editors. They have a production company. You know what I mean?
Is on the other side of that.
They have film editors on their payroll.
Well, you got out of there pretty fast.
A lot of people's courage go away when it starts getting heavy. But right now, what they're probably doing, I don't know the inside of this building, but it more likely has maybe a mezzanine in there, and they're going to clear the high ground. So if you come in underneath them,
they're all leaving. So there are barricades inside that they can't get past.
That building and then go in.
Look, they went in and then they left, and then they said we got to try a different way to go through.
And I guarantee you, this thing's going to be wrapped up before the 10 o'clock.
And also about securing the high ground. You had protesters up there.
Yeah, this guy, whoever they're talking to right now, over the phone is a fucking clown.
They were blocking both entrances.
Fuck that, let Justin talk.
You saw the one still blocked on the other side, another protester trying to throw something on to continue to build up that blockage there. Yeah. But Tim, tell me what you see with the body language here.
They're very relaxed. They're just going through this very methodically. They're okay. We've got this area secure. We've worked our way up. We're now going to go in. And like I said, if there's a mezzanine in there, they'll clear that mezzanine out.
So is that right?
And now, they may not need to clear that walkway going down that way. Then they'll just keep working it there. Now they're going to hold the high ground and let the officers from the other entrances work their way in and start making their way into the ground level of this building. So like I said, I don't know what the layout of the inside of this building
Move over, Justin. Follow them, Justin. Follow them.
It's going to have.
Fuck yes, dude. This guy's a good camera operator.
And then the stage. So
take every inch they give you.
Them getting in there.
Let's see the door, Justin.
Know the layout
Pan left.
Of the building by heart because they're always in there. Every day.
Show us the inside of the encampment through the door.
Through the campus, and so their main objective right now is to get this building clear.
Pan left, Justin.
Then they can start moving the rest of these folks off campus.
The time is now 5:30. You're watching the Fox 11 News at 5. I'm Alex Michelson.
And I'm Christine Devine. We thank you for being with us as we watch police move in on yet another campus protest. We saw it at USC.
Now he's doing a great job. I feel like the point of interest right now is what's inside of the building. What does the door look like? Were they able to open it?
Made their way to the second floor.
And there's a door directly. Yeah, here we go.
Told that there were students or protesters.
So they cut him.
They went in here, cut those cords.
They cut him and they opened and they all left.
Apparently by their body language.
No, I don't. I wish I did. I wish I did. If anybody knows, drop his socials.
Are they
Justin from Fox 11.
Reinforcements to get up there and to move.
Justin needs a raise. He's doing great. He's doing a great job.
They all go in there together and feel more protected. If there really are hundreds of students in that building, which is what UC Irvine tweeted out, they saw at 2:30 this afternoon.
Get him on the pod
for law enforcement.
Maybe he's probably a lot more chuddy than you guys think. He's doing a job. Although I do commend him for getting in the place that he did. Like getting that kind of access is 90% of camera operating. You know what I mean? Like putting yourself in the right position and knowing having the foresight to know where to be at what time. That's a huge part of doing this well.
Activists, most of those seem to be students, but also some looky-loos that may just be interested in what's happening.
We're really good at blocking a school up because we were trained to do this shit. Yeah, you've been fucking training to block people with guns out since you're in high school.
Yeah, it looks like there's more people showing.
Middle school, probably.
Trying to figure out if the encampment kind of goes on that direction and we're just seeing more onlookers come, or if these are actually demonstrators themselves. I just spoke with an Irvine police officer off camera, and he said that on a typical day for the last 2 weeks or so, there's only been about 50 or 60 demonstrators here, kind of in the middle of the quad. And like I've been saying, they expanded today, and in that expansion is when they kind of took over this building, and it looks like there's way more than 50 or 60 people here today. And right now a lot of them are face-to-face.
Since I was in elementary school?
Saying that peaceful protest is
That's
what they're
crazy.
saying right
That was never a thing when I went to
A
school.
game changer when you have a call for help from police, and that's what apparently started this afternoon, this call for help, which according to
I'm
Tim,
31 and we never did. We never once did like
call for mutual aid, which is why you
drills
see the
like
Sheriff's
that.
Department, different police agencies from around Orange County, and then Alex talking about that tweet from the school itself about students in or blocking a building. We saw
They did tornado drills, fire drills.
hard to tell if that whole crowd there is part
it.
of the protest movement or people just looking on. But Matthew, we'll go back to you there on the ground. Tell us what you're feeling, what you're seeing there as we have the
No, we didn't have earthquakes.
ground and that second floor of that science building. Now police there on that second floor.
You can almost feel the nervous anticipation in the air right now. I mean, the law enforcement face to face with the demonstrators. A lot of the demonstrators have their cell phones out. They're chanting peaceful protest. They're saying that they're not going. We see one person holding up a peace sign right now. But you have to think that law enforcement is about to move in. We saw them just grabbing zip ties, and here they go. They're going right now. And the demonstrators are also pulling back their fence with police moving in, almost like they were prepared for that, and now it looks like they're a little bit of skirmishing over the barricades themselves.
And as we've seen before, there are those students and protesters who are willing to be arrested. They keep themselves at the front of the line there or in the center.
You can do it from the
where
inside?
The protest movement is. And you wonder if there are others who are saying, I do not want to be arrested. And they will back off.
That would be useful.
Make more of their move. Matthew?
They are starting to arrest people. I just saw one person come out. They're putting zip ties on them right now, not too far ahead of us. And they are ripping apart this camp. Police are moving in right now. They're moving in quickly. And starting to put people in zip ties
stay on
and ripping up
Justin.
the camp.
There's shit happening up here. Stay on Justin.
We've got some more police over here. Yeah, you can hear the protesters right now chanting peaceful protest as the police are moving in and starting to make these arrests. Let's see what this gentleman has to say. Excuse me, what happened?
I don't know. I was standing there and they pulled me into the cop crowd. I was just in the front of the line.
Are you a member of UC Irvine?
Yes, I am.
Dude, who's this fucking Zionist agitator hijacking this
I
right
am a faculty member at the University of California, Irvine.
And what brought you out here today?
I'm out here supporting my students who have the right to peacefully protest.
Who are you?
And unlike the
I'm
people
Brett.
who are escorting me right now, I think they're people. My students are not interested in
Cinemarxism?
violence.
That's
They're only interested in drawing attention to a genocide. And these
Look at the
police
pigs up here. Go to Justin.
decided to grab me, even though I wasn't doing anything or saying anything any different from anyone else.
Yeah, what do you have to say to the people of Gaza right now? What's going on?
To the people of Gaza, I say we are with you.
Oh yeah, we're with you.
You heard that. A professor at UC Irvine getting
We will
arrested.
not allow this
He
shit
didn't
to
feel like it
stand,
was
man.
right for the students here to be getting apprehended, so he was willing to get apprehended himself, and you can see him getting walked away right now with the zip ties
Based faculty.
placed into a police car. And we're seeing more and more of these demonstrators getting arrested and getting walked out here right this second as police are pulling apart this camp. And she looks like she's talking to police. Excuse me, what happened?
They arrested me for a peaceful protest.
Please stay back, sir. Please stay back.
Fuck you, pig. I'm doing my job.
So she said that they arrested her for a peaceful protest. But we understand, too, like we've been saying, Alex and Christine, that some of these demonstrators took over a building today, and that's when police were called in. And it also sounds like it went from a...
Dude, some of these people gotta be live, guys. Where are the live feeds on phones?
All of a sudden, a couple hundred people...
Somebody
showed up,
has to
and
be
that's when
live
this
on the
building
phone right now.
Was taken over.
And there's
Chat, scour TikTok. Find me a live feed.
She does for us, right? The number of people that have begun to gather outside of this building has gone up dramatically as law enforcement has moved in there. It seemed to have only drawn people there, even though they declaring an unlawful assembly. The objective of that is to get people to move out. It seems to have done the opposite so far. But it is remarkable, Christine, to see not only students, but to see a faculty member from UC Irvine It'd be interesting to know what class he teaches there, who are coming together.
Interesting to know what class he teaches
we have
there.
seen students around the country
Wait, what is
animated by
Wiz, what is 1213?
the situation of what happens in Gaza and Israel's policy towards the folks there.
I'm just teasing.
For whatever reason, this issue, more than what we're seeing in China or Iran or North Korea or wherever else.
All bastards are cops.
Issue in terms of human rights for folks that are on these college campuses, and we're seeing that
every bop a castard,
including at UC Irvine, which is not traditionally thought of as a hotbed, Christine, of political activism.
All bricks are chocolate.
We are seeing folks that clearly are animated by this issue and that are trying to have their say. They keep chanting peaceful protest, and from what we have seen, at least so far on camera, this
guys, can we stop?
Overwhelmingly peaceful.
Can we stop chanting that?
Inside that building where you see Irvine.
Can we stop chanting that? The police don't give a fuck if you're peaceful or not. Have we not seen enough protests to know that they don't give a fuck if you're peaceful? They're gonna brutalize you regardless. The media is going to malign you regardless.
Right there. We have not.
You know what I mean?
We had the professor who spoke there. We have seen
Christian Reloaded. This is a decent angle here. Starting to think the police might be the violent ones. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is.
I don't know why this isn't loading.
Now, as they are, law enforcement is closing in on the
Oh
circle.
yeah, that's a good
the
angle.
circle's getting smaller where the camp-in was taking place, but you can see these protesters holding peace signs. One of them's on a megaphone right now, talking to police. I can't exactly hear what he's saying right now. But you hear, you can see a lot of people holding up peace signs as law enforcement is making this camp-in a little bit smaller, but it also looks like there's just way more people here than what we saw even just an hour ago.
Also, I mean, like, what does this mean that the mayor of the city, the democratically elected mayor of the city,
perhaps they
is there and couldn't stop this from happening?
Tents on campus for the many weeks that have been there, to blocking a stairwell, to
being seeing the friends, seeing the homies,
to a building, either preventing a class from happening or people from coming in or out.
Oh yeah, you already sent this.
And so obviously somebody decided today to escalate things, to escalate the protest, to take a greater stand.
Right.
And so when you hear the professor say peaceful protest, it's a different thing when you use cords to lock a door or even occupy a building, which we're not sure. We're heard.
And that's the difference between a peaceful protest protected by the First Amendment and a crime. You are not allowed to zip tie a building and lock people inside. You are not allowed to take.
We're not locking them inside. We're locking you pigs out, you dumbass.
They've worked hard to get into that school and are paying good money to achieve. That is.
The schools are. It's canceled, you fuck.
Which is why you start getting law enforcement involved, because that is stuff that could be prosecuted under current criminal statutes. It is unclear who exactly did that. There's nobody that's taken responsibility for that. It's unclear the extent of what's happening inside, but that is not standing in a free speech zone and sharing what you have to say about God.
A free speech zone.
And
they're like, yeah, you have to be in this zone. You have to. I got eagles over here. I got eagle lens over here. I'm flipping between. This is the best angle I've found so far, so we're just gonna keep it at that. But I think, yeah, I think we're good right now. But thank you. I got eagle over here, and I got OZ3488. I got both of those feeds on the side. If anything happens on those, I'll let you know. I'm keeping an eye on all of them. Yeah, the guy with the rose.
Students to have the right for free speech and to protest, to what we're seeing now here.
Well, when they made entry into the building and took over property, like Gallic was saying, caused it to where other students couldn't go for their freedom of education, to be able to freely move through the area. They started taking over the property. You
got to put the flour in their in the barrel of their gun right before they shoot. Okay, if I've seen anything about protest movies, that's how you have to do it.
We're just standing here. They are all in violation of California Penal Code right now, and the officers are giving them the opportunity to leave on their own. They've given them a path to get out of there. It's up to them to leave.
Hey, what up, EHO?
The officers are only going to stay with us for so long before the command starts telling them to move ahead. And if you're still there, you are subject to arrest. There is no.
You gotta hug them, yeah, hug them really hard.
So they're all in violation of the failure to disperse, and it's an unlawful assembly. So no matter what they say when they come out, or what their opinion is when they come out, they're going to face the music as far as not following the directions of law enforcement. And I feel bad for.
Oh my God, this guy's such a fucking bootlicker, bro.
Hopefully, a professor.
He's like, well, you gotta listen to the police always. You gotta listen. It doesn't. The Constitution no longer applies if the police say so.
Started doing it.
Like, fuck you, dude. They're literally on this. Like, you had such good coverage, and now you gotta like do your bootlicking. Now you gotta do your fucking bootlicking and tell people how, you know, approved free speech zones are actually like American now. Where's your guys' sense of patriotism, you stupid fucks?
In violation of the law.
Isn't this what makes America great, that it's like legal to protest?
An unlawful assembly has.
Aren't you guys so proud of that? Anytime you talk about China, you mention how you can protest here. And now here you all are on the news, fucking sitting here being like a fucking dumbass, apologizing for violations of the First Amendment. Like the one thing that you guys think is like good about America.
A controversy on whether.
Well, they think a lot of things are good about America, but that's the one thing you always throw in our face.
Reports are of what's happening inside. That certainly sounds problematic. And our photographer, Justin O'Brien, who is upstairs and giving us a good perspective of things, told us that he was not allowed inside by law enforcement, saying that it was not safe in there for him to go in there.
Just want to get a chance.
We don't have eyes on what exactly that looks like, but we do know that law enforcement at this point doesn't want to allow us to get eyes on what exactly it looks like. The time now, 5:45. We thank you for watching the Fox 11 News and Flight.
We're listening to this TikTok feed right now.
You guys recycle though, please?
Let's see what their cop talking game is. Yeah, a free speech zone will not stop them from arresting you. No, you're good, Bing. Yeah, you're welcome. The space is yours, bro.
Recycle it when you're done, though.
Hyper chat all you want.
Oh my God! That doesn't belong to you. That's ours. No. What tough guy? No, please, no.
We didn't agree to this. We did not agree to this one bit. We did not say okay to this. This is our tuition. This is our tax dollars.
Yeah, dude, it's rough. Like every paycheck, I look at my taxes that I'm paying, and I'm like, damn, man, I'm paying all this taxes to kill my brothers and sisters, and I'm not really getting much. But like, I can't even go see a doctor, bro.
Yeah, Grim.
Like, I'm paying all this in taxes just to not even have good medical insurance.
True.
What if I get a cold or something? Like, who we want?
You're gonna die, I guess.
That's your money too.
You should just fucking die. Probably. You get a cold. Better just end it now, bro. Can't go to the doctor. Rub some dirt on it. We're listening to the TikTok feed right now. This is not the news.
Yeah, that's Tustin PD. That's Santa Ana PD.
Takina, thank you for the follow for the subscribe.
Irvine PD. And Fountain Valley, and basically like almost every police department.
You gotta watch it. You can't say that shit. I'll give you like 1 second.
You have riot shields. Why do you have riot?
You'll get banned from Twitch will ban you for sure.
There is no riot here. Why do you have riot shields? Why do you have riot shields? There is no riot here. There is no riot here. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Long live Palestine.
Long live Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Look at this guy. Wait. I have to make it larger so you can see him. He's over here. When if he pans over. I know Justin's always pointing. He's only pointing out right now, but.
The riot police have been summoned here because they were told that there were students inside the building. You're going to tell you that was not the case.
Classes are canceled for today. Staff are advised to work remotely for tomorrow, and they're telling people to avoid the protest area.
All classes are canceled. I thought you said that they were breaking the law because students couldn't get to their classes. Wait, I thought you literally just said that 10 minutes ago.
Put out word that what happened earlier today around 2:30.
Bro, this guy.
A gesture at peace.
Look at this guy.
Happened today at 2:30. A group of several hundred protesters entered the physical sciences lecture hall on the campus and began surrounding.
When did this start getting intense? So they are doing a day for the National Nakba, Remembrance Day. They're doing a direct action. During the direct action, it sounds like they took a building out of the quads into the buildings, very based. They took a building, and so that in turn brought a fuckload of police out. And so the police are escalating everything. UC Irvine has been and still is an entirely peaceful protest. They're only taking defensive measures. A lot easier to defend a building than it is to defend an encampment, as you can see. So yeah, there's like 6 police departments out here. There's the there's the university police. There's the
make a statement there.
The OC Sheriff's Department is there. Los Alamitos Police Department is there. What is MSNBC coverage? Are they covering it
right now? And
are they covering it?
I mean, I don't know if these demonstrators came out of that building or not, but
CNN.
There's way more here than there were just an hour or two, maybe even less.
I'll give you this.
Ago. But right now we're just seeing these demonstrators on a megaphone, kind of instigating police a little bit, as police are. Looks like just kind of in standby mode, waiting for.
MSNBC is on commercial right now.
About a dozen or so people arrested.
Yeah, they're both on commercial. I don't know.
But
I would be very surprised if they're live covering this.
Where we're looking right now, I would estimate there's at least 100. It's hard to tell. And then if you can look in the building, there are people inside this building looking out the window.
Yeah, Fountain Valley
and stuff, kind of looking at this crowd as well.
Well, also, you know, if I'm wanting to go check this out for whatever my reasons are, I'm not seeing police really push in. It's not perhaps as scary as it might feel if police were really taking a lot of strong action. Sometimes you see much more dispersal when that.
She is patting the cops on the back for bringing hundreds of guns to arrest peaceful protesters. Like, she's literally like, you know, they could really light them all the fuck up. They could really just riddle the entire crowd with bullets, and they're so restrained for not doing that. What a fucking insane thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I think that for the most part, it looks like these protesters are kind of staying put. I think the area that we're in right now really wasn't part of the encampment. If it was, maybe it was just kind of rushly put together today, because if you look, it's a lot of tables and chairs that I think came from the near.
That's what I was saying earlier, is that they're breaking through like a barricade, and I'm pretty sure that barricade was like pretty hastily thrown together like today. There is a more like established barricade around where the encampment was. I don't know why it seems like most of the people who came to support are on the outside of the encampment. I don't know why. I don't know that. But it seems like the barricades like on the stairs to the building they're in were not very... They didn't stop the cops for like at all. But we did see the cops like rip open this is like ties, like rope tied together on one of the doors. They ripped it, or they like cut it open, and then we couldn't see the cops going into the building, but we saw them go off camera into the building, and then we saw them come out, and they hadn't made any arrests. So that to me tells me that there's probably another barricade on the inside of those doors that the cops were not able to get past. And so I think the cops are still trying to find a way into the building. This is all just from what we've observed on these news feeds and Instagram and TikTok feeds, but to the best of my knowledge, that is the situation right now. Yeah, Anarcho Weasel, they almost definitely are. They almost definitely are. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, they are organized like that, but even then it's kind of crazy to see like this many people out here that are like here to support, but they're not like actively defending the building or the encampment. That just seems kind of like I'm like kind of like, what is the reason for that? I don't know. Yeah, that is true, Band. Band is right. You can counter kettle. That happened at UCLA a few times.
A mutual aid like this of this magnitude through Orange County, you have given that to the police departments, to the agencies to go in and finish this problem, clear this out, because I guarantee you there are police chiefs talking to each other now on this to watch what's going on. If it starts going into a stalemate, they're losing money with these officers being there, and they're going to start evaluating the use of their
as if they give a shit,
and they are have the ability to call their officers back and tell them to depart the area and return to their cities. So they'll give them as much help as they can, but if it turns into a stalemate, they'll start winding this thing down, because the different cities don't want to pay for to stand around and just look at each other for hours on end like we had at the UCLA. They want to get this finished, take it over, clean everything out, and then start over. But, you know, peaceful protests, they did it for 50 days. Obviously, it was going a protest for 50 days. Everything was fine. But when you break into buildings, when you take over areas, you restrict people, then that's when it crosses the line, and that's when it becomes an unlawful assembly.
Let me just note the importance of this day to Palestinians, and forgive me for having a lot of knowledge on this. I'm going to kind of quote Reuters here.
She doesn't know shit about Palestine. Why are you doing this? Why would they choose you to do it then? You're so fucking dumb.
Hundreds of thousands were dispossessed from their homes in the war at the birth of the state of Israel. The Nakba was a defining experience for Palestinians.
Yeah. I've got this one on the side. I've got this one up on my other monitor already.
Greater escalation here of an encampment that's been in place for several weeks.
I am too, but it's Mari, I know, I am too. Like, it is good for her to bring up this context. It is really critical, but it's also like her being like, I gotta like admit I don't know shit about this. Like, it's like, why don't we have people who work at these news stations who know shit about this? Like, her opinion there is not unique. Justin don't know shit about this. Alex don't know shit about this. Like, ain't nobody on this whole team that knows shit about this. Like, that's why they're so susceptible to Israeli counter narratives. Like, because they don't know shit.
If able, please leave immediately and continue to avoid the protest area until further notice. So apparently, previously...
It's local news. Their knowledge, their expertise revolves around breeds of dogs that become mayor.
See if anybody listens to that.
Well, given that...
Well, they're listening to us. They're listening to us. You were listening to us. We're saying, there's people up in that window there. There's people over here. Yeah, shelter in place is the first thing you do to keep people out of the problem that is right now. And now that things have calmed down just a bit, hey, now
what the fuck does shelter in place mean?
Campus, we want to close the campus. And so now they're just protecting the students who are involved in this.
Fuck you. Everybody out. If you live in Irvine, get the fuck over there. If this wasn't 2 hours away from me and my portable charger wasn't dead, just both my fault. I could have gone earlier, but I would be there IRL right now.
Watching the news feeds like we are, and
I would be doing IRL right now. I really was like motivated. I went, but my fucking phone, it couldn't happen.
Isn't following directions.
I live 2 hours from here. It's not.
Follow directions now.
It was gonna be not. It's not gonna happen.
The more the reasonable folks will turn around and leave the campus at this point and let the officers do their...
Yeah, chess piece. That's because those faculty are getting arrested right now. We just saw an interview with a faculty member who probably is studying and very knowledgeable about this shit. Like, yeah, chess piece, you're 100% right.
Coverage will continue at the top of the hour. Also encourage you to keep joining us if you're joining us online at foxla.com or the Fox local app. So with that, we say thank you for joining us for the Fox 11 News at 5 o'clock, the Fox 11 News at...
SquarePod, I don't even do top of the hour ad breaks, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And SquarePod is right. You can support the stream, keep this kind of coverage going.
With this break.
If you guys don't know, I am a filmmaker, and the industry in LA really didn't come back after the writer's strike. So, this new thing is happening where people are watching me when I go live on Twitch, which is fucking awesome. But it would be really meaningful if you guys, chose to support me with your money. Give me a sub, give me a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 sub, or even a Twitch Prime. And if you have already subbed, maybe you could gift a sub to help other people enjoy this kind of content free of ads. You know what I mean?
Sour if there's anybody inside.
So all of this, if you're just joining us at the top of this hour, we have seen that protest on the UCI campus for weeks now. That has been relatively peaceful and frankly not all that big. But it did escalate today with those...
Yo! Hassan's HRT dealer! What the hell? What was that? 15? 15 gifties? Holy shit. 20 gifties? Holy shit.
Yes.
Okay, I gotta skip through because I don't have a 20 gifted.
I'm Obama.
Hey, Lego Tegu, thank you for this. Thank you for the Prime gifty, but thank you HRT dealer for the 20 gifties. That is insane and awesome. Thank you so much.
Some of the arrests from earlier that were happening live on our air during the 5 o'clock hour.
You guys have been really generous tonight. Thank you so much.
This is some of those arrests from earlier. This was one of the students that was...
Not Jackie, thank you for gifting. Hassan's HRT dealer.
He is...
HRT dealer was over here. Over here, fucking gifting 20 gifteds, not even subbed themselves. Giga Chad, holy shit.
I need Obama number.
Giga Chad. Oh god, look at this, look at this, look at this.
BlackRock, companies like BlackRock.
Police are rioting. Don't cut away from the police as they're fucking rioting.
So this is some of the video from earlier. We want to...
Azan for president, thank you for the Prime.
Live. Matthew Seedorf is...
They literally cut away as soon as the cops started getting like fucking aggressive.
Talking to some of those students and giving us a sense of what it feels like to be there. Matthew starts us off
see that?
at the top of the 6 o'clock hour now with more coverage. Matthew.
Well, Alex, we just saw another wave of police officers move in as they're preparing to make more arrests. Right now, you can see the demonstrators inside also seem to be getting prepared, making a almost human shield, you could say. All the tents and all the barriers around the encampment have now been pulled away by law enforcement, and now they're just kind of standing in the middle there in circles, kind of in lines, waiting to see what happens next. As
Oh God, I didn't even think about that, Mari. They're forming a human shield, just like Hamas. Just like Hamas, they use human shields. It's true.
This afternoon, when additional protesters arrived,
They learned it from Hamas.
apparently have taken over a building. We're not exactly positive which building they're in right now, but we are seeing these police that were called in. And I do want to point this out, if Joab can show you, instead of kind of what we were seeing at UCLA with the spray paint, I think this is interesting that a lot of the graffiti out here is just in chalk. So a little bit
Is
of a
very interesting, Jerry.
per se, and then perhaps
It is very interesting.
this
Oh, look here, wait.
lasted the better part of 2 weeks at this point, as it, you know.
Pigs on the move here. Pigs on the move here. I had to pull that guy back. Look.
Ah, dirty cops, man. What the heck, dude?
Moving in everywhere.
You have a choice. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You have a choice.
This guy's
You can go
baton
home.
happy right here.
You can go home. You don't have to do this. You can stand with the people. You don't have to stand against the people.
Yo, Die Happy Music, thank you for the sub.
DSA, Los Angeles.
Please step forward, ready to move.
Yo, look what's happening over here. Look in the back.
Stand with the people. We are the people.
We are moving society forward.
Hey guys,
We are the humanitarians.
Hey guys, let's push back.
You are the humanitarian. We are the humanitarian.
Can't go any bigger.
You don't have to do this.
Dude, look at this guy. He's got pepper bullets. Like paintballs. He's got a paintball gun with pepper spray inside of the paintballs. Like capsaicin balls. Look at this. Look at this. Look on ABC. All right.
I hear you. I respect you. And I'm willing to stand up for what's right. I hear you. And I respect
I hate when people try to fucking convince the cops to.
Jim, thank you again for joining us. Retired from the LA County Sheriff's Department, where you oversaw command of situations like this, and were on the ground yourself as an officer during the Rodney King riots. So we take you back in time. You're seeing.
Why would you compare this to the Rodney King riots?
What does that tell you?
Well, you notice that the skirmish lines are going in very systematically, very methodically. They wanted to first make sure all of the resources were in place so that you could give dispersal.
Yo, Peggy, thank you for the raid.
Safe escape route.
Everybody go follow Peganox right now.
Not want to be involved in the unlawful assembly.
Go follow Peganox right now. Link in the chat.
Those were established.
Peggy is an incredible indigenous streamer. She streams like indigenous history on Fridays. It's really, really good content. Go follow Peganox.
UAW 4811.
Thank you for the subs, by the way.
Camping out here the last 15 days or so.
Peggy and Salvage, thank you for the gift.
Our community members. What made you come in today?
Shit, look.
Legit Salvage
Under attack.
gifted a tier
It's
1
the
sub to Petty Tom.
God-given constitutional duty of every American to stand up and say no. That's why we have a constitution. That's why we have a Bill of Rights. You felt like it was important to show that demonstration by getting arrested yourself? Yes, sir. Why is that? We have nothing if we don't have solidarity.
True.
Anything else you want to say before you get taken away? No, sir. Free Palestine. God bless.
Does free speech include taking over a building?
Yes! Yes, you fuck!
That's a question for a future.
Yes, it does, you fuck!
Police should be protecting people and not property. This didn't need to happen.
There were reports that the demonstrators took over the building.
I honestly can't tell you anything about that. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. I wasn't present for that.
So as you see, they are making arrests.
Yeah, they're also like, they took over a building, so they deserve to be brutalized. None of the people out here took over shit. None of the people out here took over anything. These people out here aren't even inside of the proper encampment. Like, why do you keep bringing that up? They're not even in the building. Why do you keep bringing that up? They're outside. Like, this isn't the... You're just going to collectively punish every single person here for what some other protesters did? It's so stupid. Shut the fuck up. You God damn, bro. Local media pisses me the fuck off. Even though this coverage is good, because the questions, like, them asking questions of people as they're being arrested is fucking awesome. I think it's, like, really, really, really cool.
Of course, and just as you mentioned, oftentimes there are agitators who try to ignite a crowd. We've seen that in many...
Agitators! Outside agitators! Guess who the outside agitators are? Coming from 6 different police departments from all over the fucking SoCal region. Who are the outside agitators here? There are hundreds, there are maybe thousands of outside agitators at this protest right now, and they all brought fucking guns and knives and bullets and pepper spray and fucking, like, tear gas, and we're never going to talk about them. Like, their hypothetical fucking made-up concept of outside agitators.
Humanitarians standing up for human rights. Community member.
Community member. Excuse me. What brought you out here today?
To stand up for human rights. It's an honor to be arrested for human rights.
True.
So it's an honor to be arrested
for human rights.
Did you come out here to get arrested?
If students did not stand up, if protesters did not stand up, willing to get arrested, willing to risk their careers, women would not have the right to vote.
True.
Society would not move forward.
Are you a student?
I'm a community member for the 3rd time.
Okay, where are you from?
That's all I want to say.
We heard that people took over a building.
That's all I want to say. I'm here as a community member. I personally did not take over a building.
Yeah, he didn't take over a building.
I'm here to support humanitarians, right? These people.
What's wrong? What's wrong with that? Can you explain to me who's harmed by that? Can you explain to me one person who is physically harmed by that? Can you think of a single person harmed by that? Anyone in chat want to, like,
a community member, not from UC Irvine, that is getting arrested and felt like it was important for him to be out here and demonstrating as well. And it seems like he was aware of people taking over a building, but really he didn't want to comment about that.
It is a reminder, though, hearing from that community member that there
what if they did take it over? Yeah. How would the building feel? I tell you how that building feels. It feels good as fuck for that building, bro. It feels good as fuck for that building. Bro, having all those people in there, giving it a new coat of paint, that feels good as fuck for the building, bro.
Human rights, a lot of issues at play here for decades and decades in that region. But here you have students at UC Irvine and protesters who've...
Yeah, that's what buildings were made for. All those people inside of you? Oh, yeah.
For weeks.
Occupy me.
Today, again, as I was saying, is an important day for Palestinians when it comes to their history. It's called Nakba Day, and it marks the start of the 1948 war, where a huge number of Palestinians felt they were displaced.
They were displaced.
So today is a day.
They were displaced.
Campus, or organizers wanted to bring a little more attention to the reason that they are there.
And of course, Jews feel like 1948 was the start of the state of Israel, the only Jewish state in the world, and that many Israeli politicians, with the exception of the current prime minister, have been in favor of a 2-state solution over the years, which has not been by various leaders from Palestine in several different negotiation attempts over the years. But we're not going to...
Oh, my God.
Tonight we're going to talk to you about what's happening out
just
there.
Fucking lying.
And Jim,
just fucking lying.
Somebody, I'm just
literally lying, bro.
To one of those protesters who suggested that he's standing up for free speech and basically...
Yeah, green hats are legal observers, yes.
Taking over a building, putting zip ties on it, putting up barriers, and preventing people...
Yeah, no, there's so much wrong. I can't even begin to dissect everything that was fucking wrong with that, bro.
Observations that we have to make.
Like, that's the response to, like, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians murdered and chased out of their ancestral homeland. That's how he explains away that. He literally just said, yeah, I hear you. You're talking about the Nakba. Like, I hear you. Have you considered, though, that, like, it was fucking, like, really sick for the Jews, though? Have you considered that?
Cutting off access when you're forcing doors to be closed.
Look. Look here. Look at the TikTok. They just broke down the barricades here. Look, they're moving in hard. Fucking pigs, dude.
Running away quickly, noticing that was going to happen, as they,
bro,
try to move these students away from this building.
Just a hypothetical question. Do you think if we actually had a violent protest, it would maybe like reframe shit like this? Like that the media would objectively now have to be like, well, they aren't fighting back. We know what that looks like. We know what it looks like when protesters actually do fight back and actually do prevent cops from entering them. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that would change their perspectives a little bit? Because if they call this, like, people are literally moving away from the barricades. They're literally doing everything passive. Everything they're doing is completely passive.
Facing off directly against law enforcement.
I just want to make that clear. Everything that they are doing right now is entirely passive.
To me, Jim, you can weigh in
They might kill them.
Law enforcement was saying, no, you're not.
I doubt it. They're fucking cowards, okay?
Right in front of us.
Yeah, this is something you have to understand about protests, is that cops are cowards, and the second that it becomes an actual risk for them to be there, they will leave immediately. I promise you, they are there to pick up a paycheck. You think that they give a fuck about this enough?
That we have to address because
You think they give a fuck about this enough? Like as much as the protesters give a fuck about this? Look at Uvalde. Exactly. Exactly. They are cowards. They are cowards.
Activities such as setting up new.
As soon as it stops being easy for them, they're going to start to reconsider.
You'll pull those down and take them out of the problem.
So we are seeing more and more students who are choosing, in this instance, to be arrested. They have been told for hours now, get out. If you don't get out, you will be arrested. This is an unlawful assembly, which was declared several hours ago. The definition of an unlawful assembly means that this is a danger to the public, and the order from law enforcement under California Penal Code is you need to leave.
California Penal Code? Yeah, California Penal Code, which actually, I'm a lawyer now, and I know that supersedes the First Amendment. Your right to protest is only good so far as you are in respect of the Penal Code.
This live, as we
Suck my
now
dick.
are focused our attention at UC Irvine, which frankly hasn't gotten all that much attention, which often UC Irvine in the shadow of the UCLA and in the shadow of USC, which frankly gets way more media attention. UC
I don't know, but I don't even know if that's true.
School in Orange County does.
I wouldn't be given that info, Violence. I think they definitely have live ammo in their guns, man. They all have a pistol on their hip with live ammo in it. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Country as part of this larger story of campuses being engulfed with a certain number of protesters.
Yeah, exactly. Like what Tofu said.
Of administrators and law enforcement across the country in responding to this. There have been very, very, very different responses based off of who is running the administration at a school and what their campus PD or local PD have deemed as acceptable. At UC Irvine, they have allowed this encampment to go on for weeks as it has been relatively small and peaceful. Today, it seems that when protesters decided to take over a building, put up locks, prevent people from entering, that was when this went from a peaceful protest to a criminal activity, and they decided...
It's still a peaceful protest. Stop doing this, dude. You just keep repeating the horse shit, man. Fuck you. There's literally, it's just because you're breaking the law does not make it a violent protest. It does not compromise your peacefulness. Like, building barricades is a passive and defensive activity. It does not hurt anybody. It does not harm anything. We need to be very clear about this. Violence is when people are harmed. When people are hurt. People. Not property, people. Okay? That's violence. Property destruction is not violence. And we haven't even seen any property destruction. There's not even property destruction. There's not even that. And this is how they malign us. This is how the media will talk about us. At some point we have to ask, like, what's the point? If the media is going to call us violent anyway, what's the point? How long is nonviolent useful, you know?
You can hide! You're committing genocide! You're committing genocide!
And I don't want to see violence. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I think that's going to be really, really, really bad and really, 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 really ugly. I don't want to see that at all. But I'm just pointing out that when the media refuses to cover this right, when they refuse to like tell the truth, it's like it has to take in, like, the protesters are going to take that into account. And if the police are going to brutalize us anyway, like, at some point, the protests are going. These people are determined. These people are determined. They want to get their demands met, and their demands are not that fucking crazy. Their demands are not that crazy. It's very easy. It's very easy for them to pick up their fucking phones, call their investment bankers, and divest. Like, this isn't complicated. This isn't hard, okay? Yeah, it's just basic history. Exactly. Whenever this, if peaceful protest is treated this way, like, it only leads to one thing. Wait, we got an interview with the protester here.
Peacefully protest against the killing of innocent children in Palestine.
Lucy, thank you for the gifty.
It's like right now, we understand that.
Right now they're violently, aggressively arresting. They've arrested three students as of right now.
Are you a student here at UCI?
Yes. And right now,
I don't think this is the flower guy.
It's just we're trying to fight for our First Amendment. Our First Amendment is say that we want a free Palestine. We want say.
No, the flower guy. Flower guy was not wearing a vest.
I'm calling on the university to divest, and we've heard that there's been some negotiating.
Fan Reddit, you're subbed. What do you mean ad break?
Has been made, but
yeah, he was. Oh, okay.
Take over a building today?
I'm not sure. I wasn't here to witness any of that. I'm not sure why today specifically they have thousands of cops, but they do, and they're being very aggressive. They're being very violent and aggressive, and they're pushing.
It's kind of whack then.
Straight through this.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of whack. If a guy with a vest.
We only want peace. Our demand is simple: divest from the genocide funds in Israel. We do not want our money to go to Israel killing kids. We have innocent kids there. They're human beings. We can't let them just die.
More calls for divest. Have you heard anything from the university? Any close to it?
All they say is lie over lies, and they keep lying. They keep on lying. They do not want to listen.
Yeah, Grimlow is right too.
We try to negotiate with them. All they would do is joke on us, make fun of us.
So we're inside the encampment right now. Looks like you guys are fortifying your wall, trying to prevent police from getting in.
Correct, yes, the cops are trying to get in, and that's all we're trying to do. Just peaceful protest. We want them to listen to us. That's all we want. We're not here to hurt anybody. We're not here to harm anyone. We're only here freedom of speech. We just want to tell everyone that all we're doing is trying to protest in peace and have the genocide stop in Israel.
The mask, the goggles, are you prepared for arrest, or what were you preparing?
For anything. We're prepared for anything. Whether it comes from arrest to tear gas, we're ready to defend this country no matter what.
Now, are you all students here too?
I'm a student of high school.
High school student.
High school student?
What about you? No? What brought you out here? When did you want to come out here and support?
Well, we just want to make things
fucking based.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you. If your family in Gaza, in Palestine, and they're being killed by the money you pay for university, are you gonna stay silent? Are you gonna sit and watch in your sofa at home? Any human being, we do not want Israelis die, we do not want Palestinians, we simply don't want anyone to die. Anyone who has nothing to do with all those political games, we do not want them to die. Our demand is very simple. Any human logical being do not want anyone to die.
And now you guys are prepared to be arrested? Is that what's...
Why would they arrest us if we're doing something in this regards? We're trying to be free here with all the students and everyone. Why would they arrest us?
There's reports that protesters took over a building.
Shut up!
What building are they talking about?
Who cares?
Which building? Are you...
Is that violent? Is that violent?
I don't see any protesters in the buildings right now, and we're only here. I guess we're only here.
Dude, it's also like, brother, it doesn't matter. Look at how they're brutalizing the people that didn't take over the building. They're outside. Look at how they're being brutalized. It doesn't matter.
Israel.
You keep using that as an explanation, but none of these people outside took over a building.
For the sake of power, for the sake of genocide,
Matthew, can you ask him about his decision to put flowers in front of police?
No.
Yeah, excuse me, one more question. We saw you put flowers in front of police earlier. What was that decision?
This is the sign of peace.
Sign of peace. We're here. I'm here to give peace. When I was standing in front of the police.
They're actually poppy flowers, so he was hoping that the fentanyl would.
I don't hate the police. I don't hate the police. I respect these officers for defending the city, for protecting my rights. But
L take.
Violating my rights.
L take.
I'm showing them that I'm here. I'm here peacefully by the showcasing of flowers. That's all.
We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And Joab, I don't know.
I mean, eat it up, liberals.
We are at the
liberals. Eat it up.
Camp inside.
If this gets a liberal to like pay attention and like the protests because they don't hate the cops, then whatever. It will not protect that guy. The police will brutalize that guy tonight if he continues staying there. It will not protect him. They don't give a fuck.
As much as possible before law enforcement moves in.
So Matthew, you have interviewed and talked to several of the people who were arrested, along with those gentlemen there just minutes ago, and nobody you've talked to knows about people being inside the building. So what we can tell you is that the UC Irvine X account, Twitter account, around 2:30 said that a group of several hundred protesters entered the physical sciences lecture hall and began surrounding the building. Now, did they enter and leave? We don't know. Is there anybody still inside?
Oh, shit.
No word of that at the moment. We do know they barricaded the stairwell on both sides, and they put electrical cords around the doors, sealing the...
Check this out.
DF.
Oh shit, he's gonna shoot him. Shit, he shoot him.
DF.
They're shooting. Look, you can see right here, right where my cursor is. They're shooting less lethals already.
Shit, he shoot him.
DF.
It got blocked by a shield, I guess. Got blocked by a wooden shield from People's City Council.
In terms of the actions there.
And Alex noting there are still hostages being held in this war, which ignited this whole conflict.
And
we also have
that are watching this that are saying, why aren't we more? Okay, so this is our first look inside the building. Presume this is from our photographer, Justin O'Brien. So this
inside
is
the building?
Auditorium in there.
Justin's inside the building?
Looks like, is this a live picture or is this taped? Remember, this is a live.
Ain't nobody there!
First time that we've gotten inside this. This looks
there ain't nobody there!
Sciences buildings. It looks like a chemistry table there. So that looks pretty empty and frankly pretty clean. That does not have the appearance of a bunch of people that have been taking this over or certainly messing it up. So that is interesting.
Zoom in on the periodic table.
Periodic table of the elements there.
Wait, so now that you've seen this footage, are you guys going to take back? Are you going to issue a correction on every single time you've justified the police fucking the police's brutality today? Are you going to issue a fucking
that are in that building? Certainly
a
not
correction?
in this particular classroom. That's been cleared, but in terms of the rest of that building, are we all clear at this point?
Well, we should note that UCI said they entered the building.
Yeah.
And when police made their way in after cutting or
ain't nobody fucking there.
They didn't have the body language of great concern.
Yeah, so that clearly was the second floor of that building, up where Justin was earlier.
Yo, welcome back, Redo.
Those were doors that before had been tied up. So that's that particular room. I am personally not all that familiar with the...
Urging everyone to leave buildings near protests. Like, they're still going with this shit. Anyway, here. ZOT alert. Protest has escalated near Physical Science Quad. Avoid the area if you're in an area. Shelter in place for your safety until further notice. The mayor, we talked about her a lot tonight. She is a Pakistani woman who has supported the encampment thus far. It's a shame that peaceful free speech protests are always responded to with violence. Taking space on campus or in a building is not a threat to anyone. UCI leadership must do everything they can to avoid creating a violent scenario here. These are your students with zero weapons. Damn, bro. You get a follow for that one. And a retweet, bro. What a fucking W. Word was she's like currently on the ground here trying to negotiate with the police. We got that word from somebody who's there right now.
So Tim Lin,
that's fucking incredible and so brave of her.
Well, maybe let's reset.
Like I can't think of a single other mayor or political leader who has done anything like that. I actually can't. Does anybody know of any other examples of somebody doing that?
For people that may be
or saying anything like that
at the University of California.
Kenneth Mejia, yeah. You're right, Kenneth Mejia. But that's not a mayor. But like even Brandon Johnson, the DSA elected Brandon Johnson in Chicago, oversaw the crackdown of the SAIC Columbia Roosevelt encampment and the University of Chicago encampment. He sent the Chicago PD in to break up both of those.
Police jurisdictions have come together for a unified command to try to break up the encampment.
Yeah, what a loser is right.
UCI. We have not.
He was obviously the best option for mayor in Chicago during that race, but I was like pretty annoyed at all of the like DSA leftists who are like super celebratory of that. Because if you guys, like, y'all didn't even Google this fucking guy. He said in his campaign, I will not reduce the Chicago police budget by 1 single cent. Like, fuck you. That guy's not an ally to our movement. That person is not an ally to our movement. Fuck that. And fuck Brandon Johnson.
We should note that the way the university tweeted out this afternoon, they said several hundred protesters entered.
Is it the sheriff who controls the police? It depends. So the sheriff will control the sheriff's department, but they can't do this alone. Like there's 6 police departments here.
In fact,
and so yeah, the mayor is definitely going to be in charge of the other police departments. The mayor can fire the police chief.
There are any students right now inside
the mayor can do a lot. The mayor can do a lot
to try to reinforce their line right in front of police. So I want to bring in Tim Lin, who's been following this with us all afternoon, early evening here.
And it's so hard because to get elected, you got to say dumb shit like that. Even normies of color sometimes when I hear that pro-police nonsense, I actually disagree with this. I disagree with this. I think we need people to advocate for good policy. I think the idea that you have to support bad policy that's going to be harmful to the people that you care for, I think that's bad. I think that's bad politics. I think good politicians explain good policy well. You know what I mean? Like, we need people to fight for us and to like advocate for us and to convince people, to bring people into the movement. That's what political leadership is.
That's why you see so many.
It's not supporting shit you don't believe because it'll get you elected. It's convincing people what is good policy and why you know, defunding our education system, our transportation system, our healthcare system, our homeless and housing systems. Defunding those to pay for police is not going to help us solve crime. I think that's actually a very easy argument to make. You know what I mean?
And you made a very good point.
Can you link the mayor's tweet?
And not, you know, we assumed they went ahead and occupied, but more than likely what happened is they tried to get them out. Things started getting out of hand. They called for help. Reinforcements.
Oh, you got it already, Phil? Thank you.
Decided to leave the facility and go back outside. So right now it's just a matter of what they're going to do.
And also, like, I don't even think that I'm like being ahistoric by saying that, because if you look at Kenneth Mejia in Los Angeles, Ulysses Hernandez also, both of these candidates won their seats pretty handedly, pretty easily. Kenneth Mejia got more votes than any candidate in LA politics history. Any candidate ever got more votes than both mayoral candidates that ran, got more votes than Karen Bass. Anyone who's ever run in Los Angeles, period. He got more votes than anyone has ever in Los Angeles. And he ran on a very strict transparency in the policing budget campaign. He put up big ass billboards that showed the police's budget on a bar graph proportional to other departments in the city. Like that was his entire campaign, and it was incredibly successful. Incredibly successful. And that is leadership. That's what leadership does.
All that is fodder for the rest of the time.
You know?
These protesters, the officers are always put in.
I dialed for Ulysses.
Depending on what feed.
You think they will go in after midnight? They're already in. There ain't nobody in the fucking building. There are no students in the building. They showed a shot of the inside. And the cops have been advancing on the protesters outside of the and to be clear, they are outside of the encampment. The encampment is where the police are. These are just people who came to like watch and support. They are outside of the encampment, and they've been moving aggressively towards them for the last hour. They've been pulling people and arresting them and shit like that.
We're done with this, but they're choosing not to. What's the thinking behind that?
Well, it's the command staff who are in the background who are making the decisions that are to make the move or not. They're going off information from the campus administration. They're going off the information from whoever the leaders of this group are. And
yeah, I'm not a pacifist.
Opportunity to leave. Like I said, the continual announcement of
I'm no pacifist.
Okay?
To
give the folks a chance to
I'm no pacifist. If somebody's coming to harm me, I will use force to defend myself. And I don't think that's wrong. I think that's morally correct. Period. Like
to get out of the way and get off the campus so they're not mixed up.
I just got here. Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm happy to provide context. I know people are coming in and out and shit.
With a command post, command staff talking with each other.
I'm passing fists. That's right.
The University of California Police Department.
I gotta disagree. That's okay. Oh, I don't disagree. Yeah.
Are the ones who are.
I mean, I understand. I respect pacifists. I think that's great. We need, you know, we should have space in the movement for those people too. I understand. I don't think.
And now the officers are moving.
I don't know. I don't think that's for a movement, for a wide movement. I don't think that's an ideal that we should cherish. I think that people will all have their own limits and their own, you know, like barriers and their own risks they're willing to take. And we need a diversity of tactics.
Right now, Matthew Seedorf is on the ground. Matthew, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, nobody's saying that either. That Sir Dredd, of course. And I wouldn't do that.
Playing tug of war with tables and chairs and an umbrella against police.
Yeah, be creative.
Really, for the last 30 minutes or so, we've been seeing that more people.
I'm just saying you don't have to let the cops arrest you.
As now police.
And that is not a call to violence at all. That is like you can move. Be like water. Be like water. Run away, you know? Stay mobile.
Of course, we want Matthew and crew to be safe as police are right there poised to move in if they need to.
Bruce Lee, exactly.
Matthew was saying protesters reinforcing that line there. Matthew, that's the heart of the encampment right now, correct?
Yeah, this is it. And really, I mean, in some extent, the encampment has been dismantled. It's just
Soy Prim, they're saying to disperse. What do you mean?
protesters on one end trying to confront the...
They're literally, you are complying by not staying still. You are complying with their demands. They want you to disperse, right? So if you guys all move as a group and you're fluid and you're like water, like how can that's not against the law?
Many scenes like this in your career, many enough to be a worthy.
This is at UC Irvine.
Let me ask you this: do you see this ending tonight with this encampment completely torn down, done, over with?
I don't know, guys. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to be tiptoeing around TOS like this. I understand it is very important conversations, but I feel like it's better for peaceful purposes. It's better for you guys to do your own research. You're never gonna be able to get advice you need on Twitch in regards to these conversations.
They have to defeat.
Yeah, you can't. So do your own research. Find your own zines. Get into your own, your own shit. Okay.
He had no intention of leaving from the beginning. So when it comes to the barricades specifically, they keep assembling them as law enforcement gains.
Read history of
some sort of
anti-fascist movements.
Even among the protesters. But what law enforcement's doing now
that's my best advice. Read history.
Essentially containing the problem, isolating it to specific areas of the campus, all the while allowing
exactly what Two Base said.
Safely leave. So then, when the final decision is made to completely end the situation, that it can be done peacefully and it can be done systematically with.
Bro, what they're doing is not peaceful.
As far as injuries,
what the police are doing is not peaceful. They're holding guns and they're like. Yeah, the cops are just trying to be as peaceful as possible as they stab people with batons and beat people over the head and shoot less lethal rounds at people.
Some of these
fuck you.
Some of them students, some of them not. Essentially,
that's not peaceful.
Taunting, and some of them putting up peace signs to these officers. They're clearly frustrated that this demonstration is.
Does this go offline or what?
They view it as a free speech exercise, and they think that their rights to free speech are being stopped, and they're frustrated by that. They are angry also about what's happening in terms of the actions of the Israeli government and what they view as an excessive bombing of the Gaza in response to what happened on October 7th. Matthew Seedorf. Can you talk to us more about what you're seeing and what you're hearing from people on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're on,
Yeah, thank you, Mari.
Very high, so we've heard some, hecklers, but they're also face-to-face with police right now and playing tug-of-war with tables and chairs that they dragged out here within the last few minutes. And I can say, we were out here covering this campaign about a week ago, and a lot of these people I definitely did not see. So it's a different vibe. It's changed. And we just interviewed a high schooler that was here demonstrating just a little while ago.
I want bonk emote.
But you can see tensions.
Ask for a gifty or sub yourself.
With police just kind of waiting.
Give subby, please.
But police do not.
Is anyone convinced by Kick Crispy?
We were just able to walk around the barricade and get into this encampment that's now been dismantled. So, I mean, essentially, if people wanted to leave, they could just walk the other direction and get out. But right now, they're just trying to face off.
Yo, Glue C, thank you for gifting.
When you say it's a different...
You got the bonk alert, too.
And you've covered UCLA as well with their protests, so you know what it feels like.
You got the bonk alert, too. That's awesome.
UCI Irvine had tweeted out, X, this afternoon, that they were seeing a swarm of protesters.
Dude, look at this.
There was
in the chat. If you're going to argue for the First Amendment, then you better be holding an American flag.
Some kind of call to come out today to escalate things, to change their tactics from tents and camping in to barricading to stairways and to locking some doors with cords so people couldn't get in or out depending on your situation.
Guys, they tied a door closed. Can you fucking believe them? Can you fucking believe that violent action of putting a rope on a doorknob? Like what? Oh my god, dude. I can't even.
I think it's going to be a mix when it comes down to
How dare them?
Police kind of move quickly towards the demonstrators, and in that moment, some will stand and others will sprint, trying to avoid police. Police will grab a few of the demonstrators, arrest them, and then they have a new line set up, and then they kind of keep doing that, and they just...
The dude that fell down is still down? I saw that guy fall.
Motion towards the demonstrators, pull a few over, and then wait, and then do it again. And that's kind of what we've been seeing right here.
From the protesters' perspective, of course, protests are designed to be inconvenient for people. The whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable, to change their perspective. For these folks who say that they were not inside, they have been outside exercising their First Amendment rights on a college campus. Many of them feel like they haven't done anything wrong other than staying after an unlawful assembly was declared, which of course they were not a part of that decision.
It's not unlawful.
Frustrated that
What's unlawful about it? Tell me.
Having done nothing wrong.
Also, yeah, like let's be clear, dude. The mayor, the democratically elected mayor, the head of state for this city, the head of the city, is in support and calling these peaceful. Isn't it fucking insane? Isn't that fucking like who is in charge of these cops? They're acting fucking, they're rogue agents, man. A rogue army just out stepping on all over the Constitution and our rights, bro. We can't even vote in mayor. Even if we get a mayor that supports our police or supports our protest, it doesn't matter. The police are going to do whatever they want. Like, this is the best argument for abolition I've ever seen.
Chance of free Palestine continues.
Yeah, what up, baby?
As the police from
Sean is still live, bro. Sean is grinding today, man. Holy shit.
We have seen them at times choose to move forward and keep those protesters moving back. It is unclear how long they're going to be out there tonight, how long this is going to take. Basically, if we're going to be left with a situation like what we were left with at UCLA and USC, at least initially, where the encampment is gone the next day, or is the kind of thing where we are going to see an encampment return. We see in that Skyfox shot now, you can see that the paint.
Yo, what up, Sean Chatters?
Referencing
Sean watching
their accusation of the Israeli government's actions when it comes to Gaza. And they continue to demonstrate tonight and, stand up.
Do you think when this is all over, there'll be court cases scrutinizing how all of this went against our rights?
UCI just 30 minutes out this word on social media.
Maybe. I mean, those lawsuits existed after Occupy. Those lawsuits existed after Black Lives Matter. Like, all of these reports would come out about how, like, the press were targeted, how our rights were violated, and did it matter? Here we are. Here we are. Watching it happen still. So did it make a difference?
Classroom or studying
no.
Another part of the campus. Time to leave. Time to not be in this area before.
Cops are advancing.
Tim Lynn, let me get your perspective as to how you think this plays out as we're coming up on 7 o'clock in about 15 minutes.
They won't even pick Fall Guys for it.
They're just doing this, as we had said many times, it's methodical. They're just kind of working their way in, taking ground, moving the crowd back. And the movement is starting now, and they're going to go disassemble the last barricade they had. If there's any resistance.
Well, let's see what ABC7 has to say about the mayor.
Posted this to Twitter just a short time ago saying, quote, "It is a shame that peaceful free speech protests are always responded to with violence. Taking space on campus or in a building is not a threat to anyone. UCI leadership must do everything they can to avoid creating a violent scenario here. These are students. These are your students with zero weapons." And of course, we're not quite sure if they're all students right there.
And Orange
County Supervisor
Katrina Foley issuing this statement moments ago saying, quote, "Anyone currently in buildings in the vicinity of the protest are advised to exit buildings and leave the area at this time. Please disregard all previous orders to shelter in place. If able, please leave immediately and continue to avoid the protest area until further notice."
They're saying even if you're inside, we can't protect arrest you. The cops are off the leash. Even if you're in a building, even if you're inside a building nearby, we are going to fucking arrest you.
It's out of the buildings, and then so this mandate went out. Let's go back to David Gonzalez, who actually spent some time in that one building that was taken over by protesters. He's back down on the quad. Dave?
Hey, David, yeah, just within the last few seconds, once again, law enforcement marched into the crowd about, I want to say, 10, 15 feet, pushing them back once again. And this is the only time since I've been here that I saw actually one person from the other side, from the protesters, throw a roll of toilet paper.
Oh my God!
A roll of paper.
No! Think of the fucking cops, dude. One roll of toilet paper. Oh no!
They pushed them back.
Oh, that poor cop.
Around.
Oh my God.
Just as
do you think he's gonna survive?
A law enforcement officer using a megaphone.
He's not gonna die, right, chat?
Telling them to disperse.
Do you think he'll die?
1 second.
Oh no.
I'm hearing them say 3 steps forward, go, and then you see the officers move in right on command. So
Chad, no.
Obviously is taking place.
R.I.P. to that guy.
Within, as it's happening right in front of us. So there's a lot happening. Sorry, just trying to get my bearings straight right.
Look, you can see they're ripping people from the crowd here.
Officers push forward several feet, and now the encampment is growing smaller and smaller. The debris and the stuff that's being
all the people.
As a barricade has been pushed out now, and it's a very close.
It's the best angle right now.
These protesters versus these law enforcement officers. So far, it's remained peaceful. Here on your screen right now, we do see one person that
it is not
on
peaceful.
the ground that has been detained. You can
that is not peaceful.
Around their wrists, their arms behind their back.
If I came to your house with a gun,
I'm going to see if we can maybe talk.
And I put you in handcuffs,
being taken away.
Would you think would that be peaceful?
See these officers out here are doing what they can to make sure this encampment.
That's not peaceful.
As soon as possible, at the command of the officers.
Armed kidnapping is not a peaceful crime. Wait, we got protests.
Let's see if we can talk to this young man who was protesting as far as to his mission and his goal. What can you tell us, man? What can you tell us?
Free Palestine.
Did you?
Based.
Did they tell you anything? Free Palestine. Yes.
Based.
Did they tell you anything as you were being arrested?
What are officers telling you?
Nothing. Free Palestine.
How long have you been here?
Look at this. Look at the brutality they're using against this woman. 3 men. 3 men to take down one fucking woman. Look at the brutality they're using.
As you can see,
what could be the purpose of this?
Are kind of just repeating the message that you keep hearing over and over, which is Free Palestine. Many of them angry at UCI as to how they handle the situation.
Sorry, my camera's blocking.
Take a look at this. Right now, we're standing in the middle of that encampment that had formed over the last 3 weeks. You see all the trash and all the debris that is left behind, but at the same time, you see officers and people like this man in the blue shirt kind of removing this in real time, clearing out the squad as soon as possible so the campus can go back to normal. But kind of surreal when you see the cleanup and then off into the distance you see this massive line of law enforcement coming face to face with protesters who refuse to go home. Those who are not wanting to go peacefully, of course, are being detained. But as of right now, we see this line separating protesters and law enforcement here at UCI.
Yeah. Back in with you, but we were also we were looking at Jory Rands. He's also another reporter that's right next to David's area, and we were watching another person get taken away in zip ties. I'm not sure if Jory, are you there? If you can hear me.
Yo, Fort Creep, thank you for the sub.
I'm done. Our prison's
It was interesting, Alex and Christine, you mentioned about the different response from various administrators, and you're so right on point on that, because in Los Angeles, and you can imagine, I can speak a little bit more being retired now, but you get, during particularly the George Floyd protests, you had various responses from different city officials. And I can overwhelmingly tell you that those cities who took a more hands-off approach when the protests got more disobedient in nature, those cities were more impacted. And those cities that took the assertive action and essentially authorized a disruption or a dispersal of protests that escalated to...
Bro, they're literally just fucking... Bro, they're just explaining away the violence.
Taking place swiftly.
UC Irvine is lending buses to the police. Look at this. The college is lending their buses for police to move protesters. Never forget that. Never. They are 100%, bro. No. Fuck you. Their chancellor needs to fucking resign.
Looting in different areas of those cities. I don't want to
name some names.
Particular cities, but it does continue. It does happen. And then when law enforcement was taking more assertive action, then those were quelled quite peacefully.
There is an old theory which we've talked about in the last few weeks in law enforcement called the broken windows theory.
Oh my God!
Many years and something that built.
Oh my God! They're talking fucking broken windows. They're talking fucking broken windows theory. Holy shit! We are going back to the 90s. Failed policing. A literal failed. Like everybody knows. Broken windows is a failed policing policy. It's failed. It's literally fucking mass incarceration 101.
Not tolerated even the smallest amount of crime, and then you don't have some of these bigger problems that build.
Oh my God.
Law enforcement. We know there's some people that watching that aren't
holy fuck
and are going to watch this and think that this is an overuse of authority, that think that this is too much force being.
Broken windows theory.
Folks are just exercising their First Amendment rights, and there are other people that.
Broken windows theory is the idea that if you let people off for breaking a window, that if a neighborhood has broken windows, then they will it'll escalate into people like selling drugs and killing people. And so therefore the justice system needs to be extremely punitive and incredibly aggressive towards really, really small crimes and lock people into jail for very small crimes so that the bigger crimes don't happen. That's literally what they're arguing right now on the news. It was really big in the 80s and 90s. It kind of led to the explosion of prison population in the United States. It's the ideology behind the 3-strike law and Joe Biden's crime bill. It's also the ideology behind stop and frisk in New York City. It is extremely pervasive. Extremely pervasive. And also mostly unanimously viewed as a huge failure and in an extremely destructive policy for America's black and brown population.
And demonstrators, students, faculty, and demonstrators are getting backed up one by one. There is another factor here. I'm not sure that we can show it, but there are several drones in the air over this area. I believe they are police. Most of them, I believe, are police. There is one drone who is flying directly above this area that's flying at such a high altitude that the law enforcement aircraft, the helicopter, is actually flying below the drone. A lot of times you'll see aircraft in the area. Once they spot a drone, they will ground all the aircraft. We see that all the time with firefights from the air. They will ground all those aircraft until the drones are removed. That's not the case here, which tells me that these are likely all law enforcement drones. However, it does make me a little nervous just standing here below this scene to see this helicopter circle around, get rather close to one of those small drones. Below it, hopefully the pilot is able to see it. But back here on the ground, these demonstrators, it's a consistent refrain.
Give me Obama's number.
Asking the officers.
I need Obama's number right now. For real, dude. We need to get Obama on the phone. Stop this shit. No, thank you T Snuggie. Thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you.
Other students from accessing class. I mean, it sounds like they've already issued orders to cancel classes not only today but for tomorrow. So you could argue that they've already caused that disruption. You see the encampments, you see some littering going on, as well as blocking of access to certain buildings. We can see that right in front of us with the pictures. So
Caroline watching the CBS feed?
That's where those decisions have to be made. But all the while, oftentimes people
forget, I can add it here.
It may not apply as much to a campus that the sheriff, oftentimes they'd ask, why is the sheriff an elected position? Because you know, it's a law enforcement, it's a chief law enforcement officer, but in circumstances like this, particularly as it would relate to not necessarily this case, but say George Floyd protests, you know.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, there's always a sheriff you can vote for that won't brutalize police. If you guys pay attention,
and I know
there's usually, yeah, if you're following sheriff cases, they're always very liberal options that you can vote for. And if you vote for that guy hard enough, then the police won't beat up protests. That's super common, actually.
Blocking of public spaces. It's time.
It's just democracy, guys.
To speak to these elected officials.
Just vote for a different sheriff. Forehead.
How much longer do you want the disruption to occur?
And of course,
vote for a different sheriff. Forehead.
Here that you see, police technically has jurisdiction in this situation. The sheriff is assisting in that. Of course, the sheriff is an elected position, and then in LA, the LAPD chief is not. Let's get to Chelsea Edwards quickly, who just arrived on the scene. Chelsea, what are you seeing?
Wait, KCAL is news? Oh.
Literally just
I don't think I can add that.
I think you just tossed to me, and I
Yes.
just want to tell you what it's like as you get into UC Irvine. So as you drive, there's traffic.
I don't think I can add
around
this.
the area. So it takes a while to get into the University of Irvine campus right now.
They've had
Obviously,
bottles
got a
for
lot
with
of
them.
helicopters overhead, media, law enforcement.
I think it's okay. They're probably not doing that much different than what we're seeing. Wait.
Not have a genocidal foreign policy in a democracy. These young people are going to be the ones that have to pay the price for these horrible decisions. These police officers out here today, that's thousands of student scholarships. Thousands of students could have been able to go to school and have books and have housing. But instead, our chancellor, who is a very cruel man, decided to send thousands of dollars worth of state funding paid for by the taxpayers into the trash. Are you concerned about this jeopardizing your job?
Holy fuck.
What job do I have if the students don't have a future?
Oh my... Don't cut away, you fucking coward! You fucking cowards!
On ABC7, it is emotional. It is. It's almost hard to watch seeing a tenured emotional state like that as she was led off in zip tie handcuffs. But that is the state of emotion for someone who was just taken into custody, fighting for a cause that they believe in. So we'll see what happens. Police just move forward again. We'll see what happens here in the coming moments.
God damn it, they're so fucking despicable, dude.
Display when she was being arrested, extremely angry. You know, it's interesting how we watch from afar. You don't get the sense of the anger, but up close.
Look at the TikTok. Look.
She had an opportunity to use that to make a point.
And yeah, she's attending.
Cops are rioting on here.
They're pretty brave too, because she is calling out the chancellor as well. So again, we are. Thank you so much for joining us. We're almost hitting the top of the hour at 7 o'clock as we join us live on our ABC.
That's right, chat. We are hitting the top of the hour. So there may be an ad break coming. Actually, not for another 20 minutes, but. If you guys want to support the stream, you can consider subbing or gifting a sub to somebody else so that they don't have to see the ads, and that's it. All I'm gonna say. Trumo, thank you for the sub. There's lost audio on Fox 11.
Chris Christie.
Hey.
Oh, there he is.
Chris Christie.
Yeah, David, if you can hear me, it looks like a large group of people running away from that skirmish line. What prompted that? Hard to say. It wouldn't be the first time.
Hard to say. It was the fucking cops running at them with their fucking batons, you dumbass.
That little
Jesus Christ, bro. They just let any fucking idiot drive a helicopter do that, don't they? They just let any fucking dumbass drive a helicopter.
Here, every few minutes they'll walk up a few steps at a time.
Yo, Lego Tegu, thank you for gifting a sub to Aaron Lime.
Quad. Right now, you can see them holding firm with that skirmish.
Look at this.
Not letting anybody behind it, and there really is not a whole lot of debris left.
Fuck, I can't go full screen.
barricade. They are pretty much out of materials, so at this point there's not much in the way of those law enforcement officers from continuing to advance and slowly.
Does the mayor have any power? Apparently not.
What remains of that
Apparently she doesn't have any at all. No. Should she? Yes. She should 100% have power to do this as the democratically elected head of the city.
And,
yes, she should have power. Does she? No.
As the quad is
Apparently, like this is actually a really this is a really unique like instance where we're seeing that too, because she is in support of the protesters, has tweeted today saying that it's disgusting that the police are acting this way. The protesters are entirely peaceful. There's students that are unarmed.
We continue to watch your shot.
You know. Also, thank you, Raid. Thank you, Subversive History, for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. We are covering.
He's changing batteries. And the drones are flying around.
We are covering the UC Irvine
Going higher than the helicopters. You captured one.
encampment as pigs are rioting outside of it.
Well, I got to tell you,
This is happening live.
caught our attention right away. Now, most likely, he was talking about the police helicopter that may have flown underneath one of those drones. That is extremely dangerous. It's hard to overstate just how dangerous that is. And what that tells me is that that was not a law enforcement drone. That means somebody down there in that crowd, and maybe...
Wait, why aren't we cutting to this interview? What the fuck? We have no audio on this. No audio? You guys aren't hearing audio, right? Oh, well. They're interviewing people, but no audio. Oh my god.
These are all protesters. Like it may be related kind of
Fox 11 has had the best on the ground interviews all day.
That everybody's attention whenever you hear about a drone flying in the midst of helicopters. What their drone is a whole nother question. But in any case, you can see that that line, that skirmish.
Why is your screen going crazy? Because we can't miss anything.
And every time they do,
if any one of these fuckers talk to a protester, we're hearing it. We got to parse through a bunch of baboons in fucking suits sitting in a studio somewhere in downtown LA talking about something that is happening 2 hours away from them with absolutely no reference to the general Palestine-Israel conflict, absolutely no reference to peaceful protesting in general. Different K. Cowling. I know, but we can't add that. We can't add that into this. It needs to be like a YouTube stream or something.
Know what prompted that, but in that moment we did see
which mayor are you talking about? Her name is Farah Khan.
But every so often
Farah Khan.
A couple law enforcement officers
not to be confused with Louis Farrakhan.
officers to get ready to advance. He counts,
but it is Farah Khan. That it's a little unfortunate, but that is her name.
And then they reform this line. They're being pushed back as
I did in fact confuse it.
Made a lot of gains.
Totally different person. That's right. Yeah.
This afternoon, they're pushing them toward the end of the in between these two buildings. I do not know what's actually on the other side. I don't know if it's a parking lot or if they're just pushing them out of this area. But
yeah, it is King J.
The ones that remain agitated, remain angry.
He said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Upset with law enforcement for this use of force.
It's a free country. I'm lip reading.
They're upset with the university for.
I can't hear what he said. I didn't read that one.
The encampment, but the officers are doing what they can to remain in order, remain in line as they push.
Moving again.
I did just witness an officer.
Look at this.
Someone from the protesting crowd throw a water bottle at officers, and this is the response they get. They get
a water bottle.
Inching closer.
Oh no! Do you think the cops are gonna survive toilet papers and water bottles? Look at the TikTok. Look at the TikTok.
To do so, what I've noticed also is that these protesters.
Oh my God!
is there knee on their head? Hey, the knees on their neck! The knees on his neck! The knees on their neck! His knees on his neck! Over 40,000 men! You're arresting kids instead!
That's a great chant, by the way. I've never heard that. 40,000 kids are dead. You're arresting us instead. That's really good. Oh my God! Look at this. It's the flower guy.
Get rid of the flag. It's joking me. Free Palestine,
bro.
Trying to get away from officers. Multiple people getting detained. As you can see right now, that person was bleeding from the mouth, possibly injured when he was taken to the ground.
Of course I was right. Of course.
Are happening out here. Man, what happened? What led to arrest?
I'm just standing here, and I was eating a lollipop, and they decided to arrest me for being in the presence of what's going on campus, which is really a shame. When there's 40,000 people dying.
As you can
follow her, you fuck.
Protesting here, I did witness her here, just standing around having a lollipop, as she said. But right now, officers cannot confuse one person from another. If you are here, you are trespassing, as police have said. This is an unruly assembly, unlawful assembly. So anyone who resists will be arrested. So the best thing that people can do to avoid any kind of
looks like this feed went down. Oh no, it didn't.
Or to be taken into custody is just to go home. But there's still a lot of stuff that officers are trying to clear. We're talking about debris, but more importantly, these people that continue to resist. One thing that I have noticed:
nobody is resisting. Who have you filmed resisting?
Officers rebuild there is that.
Bro, these people don't know the fucking definition of resisting. And I hope they get to see it. I hope we all get to see it at some point in our lives, bro.
Was taken to the ground.
Man, fuck you.
Fortunately, he appeared to be injured from the face when he was taken down, but he was detained.
Here, let's read this tweet. God damn it.
David,
let's read this tweet here. Will O'Neill, who is this?
Just stay tight, but again,
Newport Beach Mayor, former, you lost, L, campaign account, fucking loser. Police officers from Newport Beach are currently in Irvine providing assistance at the request of a mutual aid call. Your careless wording makes it appear that you are preemptively accusing our officers and officers from the many law enforcement agencies who responded of violence. We are watching them commit violent acts. We are watching it live on TV. If that's what you meant, then your message is beneath the office of mayor. If it is not, then clarify immediately.
People have been very, very vocal about it.
Early on,
hey, Will.
Protests really started.
Newport Beach
Sciences lecture hall was taken over by protesters.
Made it very clear.
Estimates were as high as a couple of hundred people. We don't know.
Nobody, they don't give a fuck what you think.
We saw law enforcement aggressively show up on campus, a number of different entities, and then eventually get to that physical sciences lecture hall and clear it out of the protesters. They are no longer in that building, but they are now all on the quad. It did create quite the scene to where more and more people seem to be showing up to either observe or take part in this situation. Ever since then, we've seen this police line slowly push protesters back 2 to 3 feet at a time, sometimes aggressively going after people, especially if they throw things like water bottles. But nevertheless, this crowd is being kind of smashed further and further away down the quad.
Is he the current mayor?
Of some concern are the number of drones that we've seen up in the air. Some of them may be law enforcement, but maybe not, especially the way, as Chris Christie put it, the way they've been interacting with law enforcement helicopters, extremely dangerous. Chris also points out that that was a tactic that we saw happen at UCLA.
He is the current mayor.
That's basically what we see happening right now.
Go kill yourself.
Word that
I mean, go fucking kiss your wife or something.
Beanbag guns, and then when they use them, we see the crowd disperse quickly, but then start a new front. And that's basically this cat and mouse game is what we've been seeing all afternoon. So you have two shots on your screen right now. The one on the right is David Gonzalez's camera on the ground, obviously, and the one on the left, that is Air 7 HD, which did capture one of those drones just about 10 minutes ago, flying right by a police helicopter. I think maybe we can go to Chris right now. I'd love to see what he thinks of what's going on and how things have progressed. Chris?
Yeah, once again, David, another
Wait, am I banned?
line has been reestablished. The protesters standing their ground with makeshift shields, and what's going to happen here, almost inevitably, is those police officers are going to advance another 2, 3, maybe 4 feet. And if those people don't back up, they'll start using those rubber bullets. And then what we've noticed is the occasional direction, which in and of itself, by the way, can become a very dangerous situation when you have 100 people trying to flee the area and running over each other. You can see that's the largest group that we can see right here. The crowd has stayed about the same size for the last 20 or 30 minutes, maybe dwindling ever so slightly. Occasionally you'll see somebody being peeled out, resisting arrest as they try and take them into custody, but law enforcement doing a great job of methodically moving through this courtyard as peacefully as possible without, trying to use as little force.
No, it was an accident.
But that right there is a great shot of what remains of the encampment.
It was an it slipped, okay?
And the only thing left are cleanup crews.
This guy was actively saying the police are not being violent. Like, seriously, fucking...
Panning back up, you can see that crowd on the other side of that skirmish line remains very volatile, very vocal, and highly outraged as they continue to taunt those officers. And
they're brutalizing kids who are just fucking, like, literally the guy who was putting flowers, who was giving flowers. Yeah, that's a good call.
Freely and safely in their land. Gaza is under besiege since 2004. Gaza has conquered and settled down. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever.
You're nervous when you're on top of me. Welcome in, Fellini. I'm a PhD student. At a UC, and the UC system just sent us out an email threatening us a few hours ago about if we strike since our union just voted on it. They said it's an unlawful strike. What the fuck? What the fuck is a lawful strike? A lawful strike is when a union votes to strike. Fuck that. I hadn't heard that though. That's interesting news. No. They're gonna send cops. This is what do you guys? Let's be very clear. This is the entire history of policing. Police exist to break strikes. Police exist to break strikes. Like, they will go in and they will make you work. They will violently make you work. 100%. Do not put it past them. Still no audio on Fox 11.
Windows and in other vantage points, such as those flying the drones that are trying to interfere with this dispersal order.
Yeah, you wonder where that drone operator is. He could be quite a ways away, but a drone can't fly forever. They have a very limited amount of time that they can be up in the air. That drone will have to come down pretty soon.
Only in some places, Sadek, right?
At least a drone. We don't know if the same one we're looking at, but let's check in with him. David?
Yeah, I want to point out what Chris Christie was saying about Roland Hall.
Yeah, we can check that out after.
Also, this adjacent hall to it. If we look at toward the windows, you see law enforcement. You see people from the windows checking out all the commotion, and you could see that from multiple buildings of people just taking a close eye at what is taking place here on the ground.
You think they'll start to say, since they gave that dispersal order to people inside of buildings nearby, you think they'll start to say, like, oh yeah, well, those people inside of buildings, they've occupied the building now too. They're occupying the building. They've given a lawful order to disperse from the buildings.
I want to point out those drones that Chris Christie has been talking about. From where I've been standing, I've noticed at least 2 or 3 drones. I don't know if it's the ones that he's seen from his vantage point, but I can tell you that when we first got here, that was one of the...
Yeah, they've occupied every building. We're noticing there are people inside of every single building.
These helicopters, we obviously had law
The
enforcement.
Taft-Hartley Act
When you got on the ground,
restricts the power of labor unions.
flying around.
Yeah, we shouldn't fucking pay attention to this at all.
Protesters or onlookers, but you
Among the acts prohibited by the Taft Act are jurisdictional,
are devices being used to get footage from the air.
wildcat strikes, solidarity, or political strikes.
Their ground, the encampment that did sit here for the last.
I guess we're gonna find out real fucking soon.
Protesters are now being confined to
like this
one area.
COVID protests and BLM. They handle it well. They handle it responsibly, and are thankful.
I guess we're gonna find out real fucking soon, aren't we? Wait, what the fuck?
Because of the uniforms, we do have different agencies in place there.
Wait, did Fox 11 just go offline? Is that why it's fucking up? Yeah.
And
okay, we only have these two.
Things seem peaceful right now from what it was earlier today. Not earlier today, excuse me, just a few minutes ago. But everything seems pretty calm right now. But once again, we're just going to wait for officers to make their command.
This is verbatim what the UC system said to us. You're receiving this message as an employee represented by the International Union, UAW. In light of the UAW strike vote, we are writing to explain how the UC will respond to anticipated work stoppages and UC's position that any strike is unlawful because the parties have agreed upon no strike provisions in their collective bargaining agreements. We do not care. We do not care.
It's something that we've seen for the last hour or so, kind of pushing back, showing their force to these protesters, all the stuff that they had to protect themselves. We're talking.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's probably, yeah, no strike is probably written into, like, you know, when they're bargaining, they're like, yeah, part of this agreement, you know, is that you're not going to go on strike. You're going to go to work. That's part of the agreement. Clearly.
About 10 minutes ago.
That doesn't mean you have to follow it. I'm sure part of that agreement is, or maybe not, but maybe it fucking should be. And actually, I know that was like a thing that was like negotiated and struck down by the UAW, was like a no police on campus clause. A lot of people were fighting for that in the UAW's contract, but other UAW members chose not to fight for that.
On campus.
Yeah, a lot of people remain on campus, and a lot of people, again, you know, we've seen it before at the other protests, concealing their identities, and which obviously they don't want to be identified that they're taking part in this. But we're looking on Air 7 HD's camera as well, David. I might pop up over to Chris Christie.
Is this CBS doing this interview?
Quite a few people being taken into custody. You know, the last time we saw this, we saw sort of the paddy wagons that were right adjacent to where these people were being taken. Have you seen any sort of buses or vehicles for
live on a
the
different
people
channel?
who have been detained, where they're going?
Oh yeah, baby.
The last bus we saw was in this parking lot right here, Colleen. I'm not sure if they are. Look, there's a little booking station right there. So they're bringing there. So they're bringing folks over there to a little makeshift booking station, and then already left.
I'm an alumni of UC Riverside. I'm here as an alumni of UC Riverside, fighting for divestment. UC Irvine is part of the UC system. I feel it is my right as a former student to fight for divestment.
What's your name?
My name is Farhan Karal.
Farhan. How do you spell your last name?
K-H-A-R-A-L.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, so Chelsea Edwards there on the ground speaking with some of these protesters who have been arrested. You can see a lot of them, though, not arrested at the moment. Law enforcement still on the ground. This
Guys,
is our
the police know his name already.
It looks like police are just trying to determine what happens next. You heard there.
The police already know his name. He's not going to.
Messages in that statement from
him saying that to the media does nothing.
Todd Spitzer.
It's really brave of him, actually.
This is an interesting vantage point as well. Chelsea Edwards is photographer, giving us
the crazies watching it.
Fuck those people. Used to be this Gaza encampment there.
Don't give them power.
Still, though, a lot of debris on the ground. It looks like now some of these faculty administrators.
They only have power as much as you're scared of them. You understand?
Clear
like, don't be afraid of those people. Fuck those people. Same with the police.
Chairs, pallets.
Their power ends as soon as you stop being scared of them. Seriously.
And now they're walking back toward the crowd. Law enforcement on one side, protesters.
Makes it easier to be put on list. Put me on the fucking list,
Like I said,
dude.
this is
Put me on the fucking list. That's a list I'm proud to be on.
as well.
I do not care.
A lot of interest in this story. We also know there are.
I will be like, put me on the list, man.
To get to.
If it's a list of people who oppose genocide and are gonna stand until Zionism is over,
Slightly in April.
let's fucking go. I'm on that list. Yes, I've been on that list for a very long time.
That would suggest a cut in interest rates is likely. So remember, we bring you each and every month the consumer price.
Don't give those people power.
To essentially push the crowd away from through the buildings and eventually away from the buildings into that open lawn in Aldrich Park. That is going to be a much more manageable crowd control situation for these law enforcement officers as the sun goes down. Guys.
Dead air. ABC. Really? Oh wait. Oops.
Over there somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like right in the trees, exactly. Mark Brown is also on the side here, but we've been seeing the flashing of those drones, and that sort of has been the telltale sign of where those drones are. And I think we saw at least 2 flashing drones.
Why are they so worried about the drones?
David Gonzalez and Chris Christie have both been addressing the drones that they've been seeing flying over. And again, you know,
why are they so
moving forward? That's David.
Why are they so scared of the drones?
That's his voice talking, and you can see Chris Christie is overhead too. Chris, when you're looking at this from above, you were saying how the law enforcement, they're getting tighter.
Yo, Baby Dan, thank you so much for the sub.
These protesters.
Yeah, they're fortifying the entrances
fucking
to the
Christ,
buildings.
bro. They're fucking rioting
To the
again.
buildings, but the buildings and the ring of police officers are.
Follow right here. Look at this, dude. This guy has his back to the cops. Oop, de-arrest? De-arrest. Let's go. Let's go. Don't let them take each other. Don't let them take us. Fuck yeah. Don't let them take us. Is anybody, can we keep an eye on this box? I'm gonna turn it off just to free up space. But if any good shit comes, if they come back to live coverage, let me know. I don't know where to put chat. Yellow hoodie. This guy? Yeah, I think you're right. Bro, why are some of them in there in their blue jeans? Yeah, why are they in blue jeans, bro? NBC LA.
We got a big group. My guess is. Let's just make our stand down here, guys.
Yeah, we'll add that.
Fuck these guys, man.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
What? Playback on other websites has been disabled?
Whatever campus it is can.
I mean, we had to lose the TikTok. Is that okay, or should we keep the TikTok?
Pull away, and now the bus is back, and they're loading that bus up once again. Now, I don't know if that bus was ever actually full at any point, but you can see the bus has returned there, and more detainees are being placed into that bus, and they will eventually be hauled away to be processed, most likely on trespassing charges, as has been the theme over the course of the last several weeks at the various university protests. So that's the booking van right there. We'll go ahead and widen out and show you the protesters moving back through.
No, it's not working for me.
As that skirmish line progresses towards Aldrich Park, and unfortunately, the only obstacle now is the trees.
Keep the
that
TikTok,
you
it's
see in our
better.
way here as we
Yeah, like
climb
Universal City is nowhere close.
You can tell just from this shot right here, David and Colleen, that those police officers are starting to lose daylight, which is probably not ideal, but not a huge obstacle in any event. They will be able to provide enough light to finish the operation, especially if they move everybody into that open park area.
At what point was it? Is it clear none of this is about trespassing?
Large contingent.
Probably like 3 weeks ago, whenever UCLA, when a fascist mob attacked the UCLA encampment with explosives and bear mace and metal and wooden poles for 4 hours with no cops coming. And then the very next night, after they failed and the students successfully defended themselves, the police came in and brutalized them more. Probably then. But the truth is that that'll never materialize into anything because liberals like this. This is Eagle Lens drone right here. Oh wait, no, this is Christian Reloaded. I got Eagle Lens over on my second monitor here. Yeah, this looks good. Let's listen to this.
Back up, you guys! Back up!
So this is this TikTok here in the middle. Still 0 arrests? No, we've seen a lot of arrests. At least more than 12. At least more than 12 arrests. We don't have full numbers yet, but there's been a lot. There's been a lot of arrests.
Shame on you, 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 shame on all of you. Shame on all of you.
Dude, not the fucking cowboy fucking TikTok face filter. Not the cowboy face filter, no. Yeehaw!
Callie, thank you.
Yeehaw! Ooh, thanks for the glizzy. Ooh, thanks for the roses.
That's a good amount of people.
Ice cream's so good. Ice cream's so good.
I mean, till when we're gonna... They're gonna keep pushing until, I don't know.
If you resize the browser, they'll stack on top of each other. Oh yeah, like that.
Oh shit.
Jesus Christ, what's happening? I can't make this bigger though. This is as big as that gets. We can do this though. Good call. Good call.
Oh, sorry. It's fine, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
That cameraman? You mean the TikToker? I'm not gonna lie, banned from church. If I was IRL, I would be... You obviously did not watch my UCLA stream.
Back!
You did not watch my UCLA stream, banned from church.
Peaceful protest.
That was Brad, though. That wasn't me. That was Brad.
Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest.
I hired Brad as my camera operator. This is such a good chant. 40,000 kids are dead.
When they start rushing though.
Oh, sorry, Marcus. I missed that. I was asking about the guys who attacked UCLA. None of them have been arrested yet, correct? Oh yeah, none arrests yet. Although, Film the Police LA, we were going to cover that tonight if this ever wraps up and we get to our normal coverage. We will cover the Film the Police is doing a lot of good work to identify the people who were involved in that attack. So their identities are out there, and they're more and more are being identified every day, but that don't mean the cops are going to do shit. That don't mean shit, dude. That don't mean the cops are going to arrest anybody. One guy got arrested? Really? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet, Lily. If you can link any info, I'd be interested. But no. We're talking about two different things, guys. There have been a bunch of arrests at these protests. At the UCI, there have been a bunch of arrests. We're talking about the fascist mob that attacked the UCLA encampment a few weeks ago. Those people have not been arrested. There were 0 arrests that night. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, we know they were. Yeah. No arrests.
Thank you.
Dude doxed by his mom on CNN.
Yes, Steve. Thank you.
Wait, I want to hear that. CNN, UCLA, Encampment. What should I even type in? Mother?
Jasima, thank you. Layla.
When was that even from? It's from May. This is from today? 7 p.m.? Did that just happen?
Go. Push back! Slowly. Brother. Voilà. You wanna hit me?
Also, Giuliani is missing. Rudy Giuliani is missing in action, people. If you know where Rudy Giuliani is, please contact Arizona law enforcement. Fox is back.
Wait, why are they saying we can't protest?
Oh my god.
You have 9,000 people watching you. What do you gotta say for that?
Why are they saying we can't protest?
Yeah, they're saying we can't protest.
Why not?
They're wearing riot gear too.
Why?
And this is not riot.
That's crazy. We'll cover that later. We'll cover that later, Mari. That's crazy.
This is riot gear.
Dude, the fucking... The mustache and the fucking hat is so silly. The filters.
Drug deal. Holy shit. Shit. Tana, move! Tana! They grab you. No. They grab you. They grab you. Don't do that. Yeah. I mean, they can grab. They grab a lot of people. Watch out.
Yeah, Marks. That's a good point, and I thought about that too, because I actually know Mike knows about that very personally, because he got banned for showing a scab docs, like scabs got doxed, and he like discussed it and covered it on stream, and he got banned. So I don't think I'll show those either. I don't think I will, but yeah. That's why I didn't bring that. That's why I didn't bring that tweet over either. You know what I mean? But
Long way to go, dude. Taylor, thank you.
oh my god, the cute, the blushing.
Sid, thank you. Hello, officer. JB, Salvador, Silver, Kit Kat, thank you.
Yeah, you can find the identities. I mean, that's really all we have to say.
Don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna hurt you. We got nothing. And we're not gonna attack. We're not gonna do anything. Don't worry about it.
That's all we're gonna say is like.
Oh, stay switchy.
Just that,
Welcome to the front line. Hello.
You know, their identities are being revealed. That's the most I'll say about it, okay? That's it.
We got a new shift right here. We got a new shift coming. Oh, front line. Front line.
The green eyes, dude.
Whoa. Oh, shoot. That's funny. Why so serious, man? We don't. We're peaceful. We just walk back.
Hey, what's for dinner tonight? What are we feasting?
I like that, Jules. Hey, thank you. Taylor, thank you. Fake off.
Damn, bro, I should start. You have to pay to put those filters on, right? It's very funny, but I should start streaming on TikTok, bro.
Nobody's gonna touch you. Trust
Can you customize them? Like, is there like a pig snout one? Imagine if I was IRL and I could do that, but like pig snout.
Good job. You're doing your job right. Good job. I like that. What's your
That'd be funny as hell.
McAllen.
Wait, what's this guy saying? I missed
Good
it.
job. You take 5
We say these protesters are actual clowns. Commie loser cuck. Just admit you follow trends without looking into them.
Zadie, Kristen, Taylor, thank you.
Brother, these protesters are braver than you will ever be in your entire life.
People are still here.
You have not risked anything for anybody. Like, nobody cares about you. You don't care about anybody else. You live in your isolated fucking chamber doing absolutely nothing for the world.
He said 5.
You are the clown. I promise you. You would be a clown if anybody ever fucking watched you or gave a shit about what you said, but nobody does. So you're just coming in here and proving yourselves a dumbass for zero reason. You're our clown, I guess. That's cool.
Oh, they're gonna jump in the pool.
You're our clown.
Hey, you need to go to school, learn 1, 2, 3, 4.
People like us, what are you doing here? You know that all your white peers fucking hate you too. You're brown. You should be on this side.
Yeah, we are literally. This is a massive protest for civil rights.
Thank you.
I don't know what you can't deny that.
Where's Officer McGillen? Hello. Did you count right? Because they stepped more.
Film the police isn't here, right? They're not here. He's not here right now.
You just got here, I know, all of you. But you guys need to count. Listen to the officer.
No, he's not
Just
live.
count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Right?
He's not live. Probably in traffic on the way.
Disclose. Divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose. Divest.
Can you link the TikTok? Yeah, I got
We
you.
will not rest. Disclose. Divest.
This guy seems pretty based.
We will not rest.
I don't have a problem doing that.
Divest. We will not
He's
stop.
chanting along.
Rest. Disclose. Divest. We will not stop. We will not rest.
He seems pretty based. The rest of his page is like all Palestine encampment footage or like protest footage from around
How many people you want to arrest? 5.
from around the city.
He said 5. He said 5. 4, 5. Stop. 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 You don't know how to count. Oh shit.
Yo, yo, what are they doing to my boy?
Shoot. Did they arrest anybody?
That was more than 5 steps.
That was more than 5 steps, right? Oh shit. He wants to shoot me. Why you want to shoot me, dude? Shoot. Shoot me. You think it's a game? You think it's a game? It's fun?
So disgusting, man. Yeah, jail support. Thank you. Thank you, Schmoose.
Oh shoot, there's officers right here. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh. Can I join you guys?
What are they accomplishing here? Like the crowd is not getting smaller. Look, on the like look at this. There's still like probably 200 or 300 people.
Okay, Tiffany.
Man, we really just live in a world where the cops, where like universities would rather turn their campuses into a police state, have like permanent police occupations on the campus,
How many viewers?
than they would just like call their fucking investment bankers. They could just call their fucking investment bankers.
Yo, that's crazy, man. You're famous. He's 11,000, bro. 12,000. Your wives are cheating on you is crazy. Thank you, brother.
He's got 12,000 viewers right now. Sheesh.
Carlo, Vicky, thank you. Count what?
Your wives are cheating on you? True. That's a good one.
Okay. Boksu, thank you. Silver.
While you're here, your wife is getting piped like she wouldn't fucking believe, like you could never do. And you're here, lol. Lol, you're here while your wife is getting piped by the neighbor. Lol.
Butter. Boksu, thank you.
On the line, on my command. 5 steps forward.
5! Only 5! 5!
Bro, they go way more than 5. They're just hungry to beat the shit out of some teenagers, bro. Real big men. Such big men, dude.
You gonna jump or you gonna go up from under? What are you gonna do?
I mean, they get a lot of their endowments from the tuition.
Plan.
Oh, wait, this woman was based, if you guys didn't see this.
And undoing a democratic peaceful protest. Shame on them. Shame on them.
And what department are you in?
I'm in the Global Studies Department.
And why are you here today?
Because we cannot have a genocidal foreign policy in a democracy. These young people are going to be the ones that have to pay the price for these horrible decisions. These police officers out here today, that's thousands of student scholarships. Thousands of students could have been able to go to school and have books and have housing. But instead, our chancellor, who is a very cruel man, decided to send thousands of dollars worth of state funding paid for by the taxpayers into the trash.
Are you concerned about this jeopardizing your job?
For real? What job do I have if the students don't have a future?
Powerful words from that professor.
So good,
I
dude.
did say earlier, it's pretty brave to, the mask was off. She was fully exposed, saying her thoughts. You do have free speech. Again, Mark, you said it before. We don't know if, what kind of charges, if any, she's facing. We just know that she was escorted off the campus. We know, David Gonzalez, you're back with us. Again, you can see police are making pretty good progress of getting the students or the protesters onto the grass, but you can hear the chants really loud.
I paused it so we could hear her.
Right now, they have been pretty much pushed off of the fountain area, the stairs, and now they're all kind of on the paths that connect all these buildings here at UCI. So it's a little harder for us to gauge right now how many people are out here. Everyone got radio silent for some reason, so I'm trying to understand why they are all quiet. I don't know if there's a person praying or something like that.
Here, hold on 1 second.
All of a sudden, everyone who was chanting just remained quiet, and it's eerily quiet actually here on the ground, and I hear someone on a megaphone, but I can't make out what they're saying, so I could only assume that someone is saying a prayer or something to that matter out here, but everyone's quiet for the most part, and I think that kind of just shows a message of peace right now, that that is the message that they're trying to get across, is that they're trying to remain as peaceful as possible. But from what I can tell right now, I can't really gauge how many people remain here on the paths and on the lawn as well, but there are several people just scattered across a vast area now, so I don't know if that makes it more difficult for officers, but their perimeters remain tight. Officers
eerie
information as they try.
I mean, again, like, these things aren't disconnected. These things aren't disconnected. When we cut to the woman in the studio and she says, yeah, I'm reading here from Reuters that today it has some significance for Palestinians. It's like the Nakba. Here, let me just read what Reuters put out. I don't really know that much about this. Like, that's connected to how they report on this. When that guy is like hearing the call to prayer and he says, yeah, this is an eerie sound coming over the megaphone. You know what I mean? Like that lack of cultural understanding and cultural reference, that directly affects the way that they fucking cover this stuff. It's serious. It's very serious. It affects everything. Also, I know the guy that's talking right here, and he's based as fuck. I've filmed with him already, so 1 second. My clicks are not very accurate tonight.
I don't blame all of you, but where were you guys? Yeah, you were in California. Kids got slaughtered in Texas, kids get slaughtered in Gaza, kids get slaughtered everywhere. And you guys don't give a shit. You care about your pensions, that's all you care about. Can't handle the truth. Can't handle the truth. When your kids ask you how your day was, tell them the truth. Tell them what you did.
I actually don't know this guy's at.
Tell your kids what you did today. Tell them. Tell them. You suppress these kids for trying to protest against a slaughter, a genocide.
Shame on all of you.
They're destroying aid. You can't get aid into Gaza.
It's so true, man.
You can't get aid. What do you guys think about that?
These people will die with shame in their heart.
What do you think about that, big guy? You've been talking to me the whole night. What do you think about the settlers, the Israeli settlers, destroying food to get to kids? What do you think about that?
Oh, whoops, hold on.
Yeah.
These people will die with shame in their hearts. For their whole lives, they'll look back on this as we reflect on what happened. As more and more comes out from Gaza, more and more info, these people will die with that shame.
I wanted to say hi. How are you, Lopez?
That's Oz. Yeah, I know that guy too. I didn't know his name though, but he's based.
I have no idea what's going on.
You know his at? Drop it.
Do you know what's going on? Why
I'm sure Chad would love to give him some love.
Smile, dude. Smile. You don't know how to smile?
I'm sure it'll go out, Raylan, for sure. It'll definitely go out. Whenever
I think you're a good guy. You look like
when USC got raided, the very, very first night they set up their encampment, there were 99 arrests or something like that at USC. And there was that, you guys probably saw the clip. It was that old guy who was there supporting his daughter. And then like photos came out later that he was there with his dad, and he's like a member of the PSL, and he was like, you know, it was just like a beautiful, beautiful speech that he gave about how like he's proud of his daughter, and he's, you know, he like he loves it, like he's here, and he's like, what if that was my daughter in Gaza being killed every day? Yeah, the USC dad. We watched that interview live too, and like we don't need to clip it. It's gonna go out. That woman being walked out will be the clip of this whole thing. The emotion she has in her voice, her anger, her words, that's going to be the clip. It's going to be fucking, yeah, that was really, really powerful.
there's no water. When you drink water, think of the people of Gaza.
It'll go out. And that's why it's so important that these people do this, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had COVID during George Floyd in May of 2020.
Against genocide.
And this was the only way that I could like keep up on what was happening, was watching like live on the ground coverage of protests. And I would have ABC7 and like, you know what I mean, different shit. Like I would have different like local news stations on as well. And they were always so trash. Like you almost, during George Floyd, you almost never got interviews with protesters on the ground.
Nobody showed up.
It was so rare. And when it did happen, the protesters were almost always incredibly like well-spoken, incredibly aware of what they're going through. But those images, hearing the protesters speak, it doesn't fit into their narratives that these are, you know, like all these protesters are dumbasses who are just out to burn things and loot things. Like that is a direct counter to that narrative, and that's why it won't be shown. Like, it won't be shown. Yeah, ABC's already running with it. I mean, it was a great interview. It was a great interview, and again, props to those journalists on the ground for disobeying the police's orders, and like the police don't want you to give interviews while you're being arrested.
I don't know when this is gonna.
They don't. They will try to stop you they will try to stop that from happening. You know.
There, and now we wait to see just how long they're going to play this out. What they aren't doing, or what they're not letting up, is the entrance to those buildings. You can see they pretty much have an airtight seal.
Yeah, is this the old white guy?
In front of that fountain from building to building.
We watched this one too.
So nobody's getting past that point or in.
We can watch it again now.
Pulled me into the cop crowd. I was just in the front of the line. Are you a member of UC Irvine? Yes, I am. And you're I am a faculty member at the University of California, Irvine. And what brought you out here today? I'm out here supporting my students who have the right to peacefully protest. And unlike the people who are escorting me right now, I think they're people, my students are not interested in violence. They're only interested in drawing attention to a genocide.
Dude, I missed that part where he said, I think they're people.
And these police officers decided to grab me, even though I wasn't doing anything or saying anything any different from everyone else. Yeah, what do you have to say to the people of Gaza right now? What's going on? To the people of Gaza, I say we are with you.
Based. That fucking matters, guys.
Or whether they do choose.
Oh God.
To, you know, get everybody out of here sooner rather than later. It's kind of up to them at this point, and the supervisors in charge, because right now what is safe are the buildings, and the encampment area has been cleared, which presumably was their mission on top of executing.
So what are they doing then?
So the crowd has moved. A lot of them have dispersed, but a core group of, let's say, maybe 100 or a little more than 100 still remain steadfast on that lawn, and they may be allowed to stay here for an extended period of time unless the officers proceed to move in on this group. They certainly won't be allowed to form another encampment. That much is for sure.
How are you going to stop them? How are you going to stop them, dork?
They're not keeping anyone from having access to classrooms. In effect, this operation has been successful in terms of the reason for which the officers were summoned there.
And they're going to say keeping students from going to fucking classrooms. They were preventing students from going to classrooms. Have they found a single student that was prevented from going to a classroom? No. Will the students be prevented from going to school once they fucking, like, the police set up checkpoints? Once the police set up checkpoints all over this university, will people be prevented from going to school? 100% yes. 100% yes. Yeah. We can look at this.
David Gonzalez?
Here, I'll find it right now.
Well, right now we got a second floor vantage point. I don't know if you could hear me. We got a second floor vantage point of what's taking place here at the UCI campus. Everyone has been pushed back onto that lawn and off into the distance. I don't know if Air 7 HD has a better shot than we do, but we do see this formation, a line of people who have lined up on the lawn, and we do hear a prayer kind of taking place. I see people bowing. So as you can see, this is a very, very peaceful end to the day here at the UC Irvine campus as they pray, but
can we listen to
police
that,
are
David?
not going away.
Can we listen to see if we can hear them?
I think I'm too far. I think I'm too far away in the helicopters. You're going to be able to hear the chopper. I'm going to try. Give me 1 second.
This is beautiful prayer.
I think we're too far away. I think the muffling of the helicopters and police here around.
Yeah, the cops are too fucking loud. So yeah, while they're remember this. Let's watch this video. And while you watch this video, I just want you to think that this is only like an hour away. This is only an hour away from where we're seeing this live coverage, and these news people, these fucking news baboons, are sitting here lamenting over students being prevented from going to class. Now watch this. This is at USC, just down the road.
I'm here in the occupied University of Southern California, trying to see if I can make it past the second checkpoint. I already made it past the first checkpoint to get into campus, so I'm kind of on a roll right now. Fingers crossed I'll be able to make it inside the campus that I pay $95,000 a year to attend. Someone just made it past the checkpoint. At this point, there are no encampments, there are no protests, there's not even classes anymore. I'm just trying to go to like my little spot on campus where I read Quran and kind of spend the rest of the night.
Look at this. Let me see your papers, sir.
Yeah, so I'm not being allowed in on the campus that I pay $95,000 a year to attend. And the reasoning he gave honestly sounded like he just made it up on the spot. I mean, USC is still one of the premier institutions in the world. One of the things they teach us is to put into practice what we learn, and it looks like USC admin has been taking a course or two on Israeli apartheid. I mean, they are doing a fantastic job.
Is that a public college? No, it is private.
Wrapping up our live coverage now, and we'll continue to monitor it. Full coverage at 11 o'clock.
Okay, well, ABC 7's leaving. We have a peaceful call to prayer in a public park. I don't think the cops are going to do anything about this anymore, but maybe we'll keep an eye on it. But we actually do have a lot of other stuff I wanted to cover tonight.